Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and hey, good morning. This is an island. This is an island I am currently on. Yes, me alone. Jason is gone. He's at the broadcast meetings in New York. Everybody's out there having a great time, taking pictures, enjoying the city. He'll rejoin us on Thursday. Jay Mars is gone. I still don't really understand why. I think it has something to do with babysitting. I don't know, but he doesn't really need a reason. He's gone. That's fine. He will be back tomorrow. And it's a strange day. It's a great day. We're going to have a lot of football to talk about. But in Jay's place is Nate, who brought donuts. Good morning, Nate.
Good morning, Dave.
And Nate's been in here a couple times. And this is like a bookends thing. Because on one hand, you've got Nate, new, trying to break in, doing his thing, or maybe not, maybe just here because it's a paycheck and can't stand the business. You never know. And then at 6:30, about 28 minutes, we're going to be joined by a guy named Whitey. You probably remember Whitey Gleason. I would imagine you would. The Rise guys, Whitey and Phantom and Justin and Kevin the Rat and FP, and of course Mark Kreidler, and the different iterations of the Rise guys. So you have guy breaking in or trying to break in, and this is your first big boy yourself shift, or did you do afternoons or something?
Me and Rami did a show together.
Okay.
This is my first big thing here at Sacktown Sports. I did 10 weeks of at KDRT in Davis.
Okay.
Of an hour show.
What is your goal?
My goal, that's a very vague question.
What is your goal in this business?
In this business, well, I got in here. I studied digital media. I want to do video production.
Mm-hmm.
My goal in this business is I really just want to be happy and do what's fun. I look at this job and it's so much fun and I have such a good time. And then I kind of compare to what my friends and stuff are doing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty happy doing this.
That's a good perspective. And really, honestly, ultimately, and this is 100% okay, this will be a decent part of the resume, exposes you to this side of the business, and then eventually get into the digital end of it.
Yeah.
So you're not striving to, be Jim Rome or Colin Coward or, some radio host. You're striving to be more of another part of the showbiz.
Well, as much as I'd love to be Carmichael Dave, I'm just in here. I'm just seeing what happens,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really see a problem with that right now.
There isn't a problem with that.
Yeah, I just graduated this summer. So from Davis.
From Davis, well done.
Yep.
Wow, good for you. That's a nice school, I hear.
Yeah,
they have a veteran.
Few people program here that went there.
What is it? Aggies up? Not Stingers up.
No,
Aggies, go Aggies.
Just go Ags. Yeah,
it's kind of go Ags.
Yeah, whatever.
Not really. I mean, not a sports creative school. It's
no
focus.
No, they're more of like a cow.
Yeah,
cow patty school.
Yeah, expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive. Good for you.
Well, I did get a lot of student debt wiped recently, which was
attaboy.
Pretty awesome.
Boy. So there you go. Look at that. Fresh face, fresh brain, right out of school with the right attitude. Doesn't know what he wants to do. 22, 3, 1,
25.
25.
Yes.
You laugh like you should be 22, but you're 25, and it's kind of embarrassing that you're that old.
Yes.
Wow.
I just graduated, and you go with people who are 21, 20, and you're like, oh, you can't even drink yet. It's just weird. It's weird.
It is.
I was a transfer student, so I did some years at ARC before going to Davis.
That's the right way to do it. You still got the same degree, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You went all 4 years, but you saved 2 years of cash.
Yep.
It's a way to do it. 25, let's see. I was working at Quad 106.5, which doesn't exist anymore, as overnights. Same spot you're in. breaking in. Slept in my car a lot because just shifts were bouncing around, do 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. and then be back at noon to do promotions. No college degree, but it's just interesting how the world works. I've been spending the last couple of nights, again, this is dark, but I don't mean it to be. I've been spending the last couple of nights with a dear family friend of ours who will die any second. And we've been doing the whole overnight vigil thing, not a lot of sleep. So I'm going to be punchy again today. And it's made me think a lot about stations in life. But it's a happy, it's not a happy thing, but it's, you didn't get cheated. And you think about where that is, think about where you are, think about where Whitey is, and where I am. And it's so interesting how quickly, and I heard this from all the old people, it's gonna go by so quick. It's gonna go by so quick. And you know what? It does. But the scariest thing is that every year, sure, there are years that go by slower than others. But every year you're here, it goes quicker. So I look and I go, okay, 25, 30 years from now, I'm going to be in my 70s. Oh my God. But then I go, wait a minute, hold on. Like 30 years ago, I was, almost about graduating school almost like that. I remember that. That wasn't that long ago. Then somebody told me last week that like all the members, all the members of Friends are now older than the youngest Golden Girl when they started filming Golden Girls.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And you look at that stuff and you go, okay. So the worst possible thing you could think when you are when things are wrapping up, like with the gentleman we're spending time with right now, the last thing you want to do is look back and go, God, look at all that wasted time. I wasted all that time. I could have been doing this and this and this and this. And it's just funny to watch the stations in life, how you've got people starting out doing one thing. You've got people like Whitey. Whitey was a mentor to me. And by mentor, it's interesting because it's not like Whitey and I had like tons of fireside chats about the business. It's not always how it works. I mean, Grant was a mentor too, and it's the same thing. You're a mentor by habit, and Whitey and Grant and Coase, and to a different extent, Don, they all had different styles, and they all had different ways of prepping their shows. And like Don would have these big like a big square of paper. But it's not like this paper. It's like construction paper, big thing. And then he'd have all these like pink Post-its, green, blue, yellow Post-its, which would represent different topics that he'd put in different hours. He'd move them all around in front of him. That was his prep board. He had a prep board. Grant would like roll in 2 minutes before the show started, and he'd have everything memorized, and he'd just come out firing and go, and then the calls would happen, and boom, 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 boom. Coase is more of a collaborator with Jason, with Kevin Sheritz, with whoever he was on the air with. And then Whitey prepped insanely. And I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even remember, now that I think about it, I don't even remember what he used to prep. I think he was a computer guy. I'm pretty sure most of it was, and it's not like he would type out every segment, where it was nothing like that. It's just Whitey, it always amazed me, would get in hours before the show started. He would be working on that thing. He'd stay. He really worked like a full 8-hour day, had an office, was putting together all this stuff. And I think it showed in how the Rise Guys was just such a very, very tight show. So you mentor by example, and I prep differently than all those guys. Not as much as Whitey, certainly more than others. But it's neat now. I'm really weirdly excited about, I'd be excited to see Whitey no matter what, but it's just, it's going to bring back a lot of memories. And there are certain things that take you back. Like I don't know. You smell a certain smell around Christmas time and you're 8 years old again.
Yeah. Hear a song or yeah.
Exactly. There are things that trigger your senses. And I think this has been something that has triggered, back when I used to intern here, back when, things were so much different, pre-marriage, pre-kids, you didn't have two nickels to rub together. And the whole point of everything was to get to the weekend so you could hang out with your friends at whatever bar we were at, or friend's house we were at. And we'd all pool our money together after payday and get a pay-per-view, or God knows what we were doing over the weekend. And I mean, I know it sounds so old, but when it all comes together on days like these, it does really give you some awesome perspective on stations in life. And yet one thing remains true through all of it. One constant, whether you're you starting out, me, Whitey, or any of the people I mentioned, and that's that the Kings are failures. That is that is Whitey got to experience. He's the only one really that got to experience what life was like at this station when the Kings were great.
I think we're about to.
You and quite a few others, and I don't know that I share that. I certainly hope it. But here we go, and we're going to talk about that at one point during the show, because, ladies and gentlemen, we're less than 2 weeks away from Kings preseason basketball. In the meantime, week 2 wrapped up with the Bills and the Titans and the Eagles and the Vikings. We got baseball teams clinching playoff spots. The postseason is upon us there. It's truly fall around the corner, and we got leading off next.
The start of the NFL season is upon us, and Sacktown Sports 1140 has all your coverage. Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and of course, all the NFL action every Sunday. Your home for the NFL all season long. Sacktown Sports 1140.
When the world's best players get fitted for new golf clubs, they want to see their ball flight outdoors. Why should you settle for any less? The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is the area's unquestioned leader in delivering a new age of golf club fitting to Northern California. With 14 trained, skilled professionals to show you how to hit the ball farther and straighter, satisfied customers have increased their yardage, improved their games, and gained confidence. Call 916-808-2531 to get started. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
Are you in the need of a loan? Well, Safe Credit Union is here to help. A home equity line of credit can help by using the equity in your home to finish projects or consolidate debt. How about looking for a new or used car? We'll get pre-approved for a safe auto loan to determine how much you can comfortably afford before you shop. Safe Credit Union is here to partner with you on your next loan. They offer flexible terms, fast processing, and excellent service from their financing experts. Safe Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Let's do it. It's time for Leading Off. Brought to you by Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge, where for over 60 years, their name means a great deal in Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com. Here's cut number 1.
Josh will take another shotgun snap. Takes the handoff, going to throw it. Looks downfield, fires downfield, looking for Diggs inside the 5. Dives for it, makes the catch, and it is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs.
Well, yeah, week 2 in the books, 2 Monday Night Football games, neither of them great. It was 7-7 going into the second quarter. It was 17-7 going into the half. It was no team scored in the fourth. Titans, Bills, maybe the Bills have been historically not great on Monday night. Maybe the curse was coming around to get him. And you had 24-0 in the third. Oh, my goodness gracious, this Bills team is fantastic. And what is incredibly scary is we know about Josh Allen. As we talked about yesterday, you look at their backfield, and it's not like it crazy stands out. But then, hey, look, Zach Moss did the thing, and then Devin Singletary had a thing. And, now it's James Cook doing the other thing. Much like almost reminds me of those Patriots backfields where you had James White one year and Sony Michel comes in. You always just plug somebody in who is not a feature crazy back, but they just get the job done by committee. But it's not even that. It's not Stephon Diggs, once again, top 3 in receiving, and everybody else, and obviously Josh Allen. It's the thing that's scaring me is their defense. That defense is ridiculous. And I don't know if the Buffalo Bills are this good, but right now they look like the best team in football. And I don't know if Tennessee is as bad, but the Tennessee Titans are 0-2. And they opened by losing to the Giants on opening day at home, which you could forgive because opening day is always weird, but it was still a bad loss. The Giants are undefeated, but I think by the end of the year, that's still going to look like a bad loss. But then they get boat raced in Buffalo. And what was interesting is Monday night featured not only the Bills and Titans, but also the Vikings Eagles, which meant that one team showed that they incredibly missed A.J. Brown. And another team showed that they really look a lot better with A.J. Brown, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles.
Cut number 2.
Is back. Here comes the rush. He throws it high in the air, and it is intercepted. That's the third interception by the Eagles in this game.
Yeah. Have a night, Darius Slay Jr. What a night for him. My goodness. 2 picks. I think 5 pass breakups. When you think about that, that is insane. To have 5 pass breakups and 2 picks over the course of a 24-7 game. On top of that, all world, all everything, Justin Jefferson was targeted 12 times, and he caught the ball 6 times for 48 yards. I know at least I was driving for some of that game. I know at least one of those picks, that was the pick that came towards the end, that Jefferson was a target.
The first one, I think, was on Jefferson.
So they were both.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
The first one was pretty incredible. It was just like football fundamentals 101. He just drove Jefferson off his route, read Kirk Cousins, picked it. Amazing.
It's a career night for Darius Slay. An absolute career night for Darius Slay. Also a career night for Jalen Hurts. First guy to do this since Michael Vick. And in fact, the Vick, they showed the graphic. The Vick stat line was exactly the same as Jalen Hurts' stat line. In other words, both guys, 2 rushing touchdowns. Both guys threw for over 300 yards. And in fact, both guys, Michael Vick and Jalen Hurts, threw for exactly 333 yards. Kirk Cousins throws 3 interceptions, continues to suck on Monday Night Football, but it's not all on Kirk Cousins. When Kirk Cousins is your leading rusher, when he rushes 2 times for 20 yards, granted, 10 yards per rush is great, and maybe Kirk Cousins should be their new featured back, but you have Dalvin Cook, and you have a very good backup in Alexander Madison, and we saw that when Cook was injured last year. And you managed 62 yards, which means Philadelphia had Miles Sanders outgain your entire team, and Jalen Hurts himself had 57 yards on the ground to your 62. After Minnesota opens just throttling Green Bay, and that's what's so fun about this league. Chicago beats the Niners. Chicago gets torched, what else is new, by Green Bay. Green Bay beats Minnesota, and then Minnesota gets killed by Philadelphia. Everybody's just beating up on everybody. So I don't know what happens out of this. We'll have Overreaction Tuesday like everybody does. We can talk about the 2-0 Eagles and how maybe they're on their way to the Super Bowl. I mean, they're 2-0. Barely. Remember, they barely escaped Detroit. And A.J. Brown, didn't kill it last night, but 5 catches, 69 yards, and that opens up stuff for Devontae Smith. That opens up Dallas Goedert. That opens up Devontae Smith. Or Quez Watkins, sorry. Not Kenneth Gainwell, though. He was a big late pick du jour in fantasy leagues. 1 catch, 11 yards on 2 targets. We'll get into all this later, but the MVP of the game is Darius Slay. Sorry, Jalen Hurts. You're right there, but Darius Slay Jr., what a ridiculous night. Number 3.
Cut number 3.
Alonso drives it deep to left field. This ball's fair, and it's way out of here. 3-run shot, Pete Alonso.
Ooh, yeah. Well, now we're getting into baseball that matters. The New York Mets, they clinch the playoffs last night. Good for them, although they're only 1 game ahead of the Braves in their own division. Houston Astros, they clinch. The Astros have played 138 games. The thing about the Mets is Steve Cohen has spent a lot of money to make sure the Mets have won 94 games and counting. But he also has just stayed. Steve Cohen is the epitome, and it's one of my pet topics. He is the epitome of what you should do as a new owner. You know what he did? He came in. He hired somebody really smart that went ahead and hired a bunch of other people that were really smart. And I don't know what he said in the boardroom, or if it was even a boardroom. Might have been a poolside chat. But whatever it was, Cohen told his guys, your job is to go out and get the talent to win titles. My job is to write the checks. I will do my job. Go do yours. And guess what? Both have worked. Steve Cohen is not rolling around with the players, throwing out pictures on social media. Steve Cohen is not putting himself at the forefront, holding press conferences on how he thinks he's going to disrupt the world of baseball, a game that's been around forever. No, you know what Steve Cohen's doing? He's rooting for the team. He's shutting up. And he's writing the checks. And the Mets are fantastic. A fortunate yet unfortunate situation last night. I hate it when this stuff happens. I completely understand. Max Scherzer has been banged up. The Mets get him back. They need to have him back in time for a postseason run. They have to have him back. Scherzer, DeGrom. This is a team that, if they're healthy, it's very difficult to overcome Scherzer and DeGrom. But Max Scherzer had a perfect game through 6, 9 strikeouts. This is the longest stretch we've had without a perfect game in a while. It's been since Felix Hernandez did it, I think in 2012. 2010, 2012. Scherzer had a perfect game, but he hit his pitch limit, 68. They weren't going to let him go any longer. I get it, but God, that sucks. Next guy comes in, gives up 2 hits and 2 earned, of course. We've got a big show for you. Sean Salisbury will join us at 8. Whitey Gleason will be in about, probably by the next segment.
He's outside.
He's outside?
He's outside.
Whitey joins us next. We better take a break then. When we come back, Tom Brady's last regular season touchdown ball sells. Yeah, that one. We'll fill you in next.
Sacktown Sports 1140 is broadcasting live on YouTube.
To me, it's a must-watch.
Check out the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and the Cattles and Rami Show. Plus, get exclusive content. Search Sacktown Sports 1140 on YouTube.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave from my good friends at American Energy, and now's the time to replace your system, and you can get $2,500 off on a new HVAC home system installation, 0% financing, and payment plan options available. There's no reason to keep putting off making your home a place of comfort for you and your family. Offer expires September 30th. Don't wait. Call today, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990, or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com, your second opinion partner.
Contractors, homeowners, and business owners, if you want to save big on DeWalt, come check out Fastener's Tool Outlet for the biggest DeWalt sale of the year. This Saturday from 9 to 3. Enjoy huge savings on cordless power tools, batteries, outdoor power equipment, hand tools, power tool accessories, and much more. Grab a cordless lawnmower kit for just $149. DeWalt reps will be on site with tool demos and free merch. Come check it out at Fastener's Tool Outlet this Saturday from 9 to 3, 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or online at fasteners8.net.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
I'm with Vince Bloom, the big guy at Lash's Oak Grove Dodge. Vince, I suppose you're wearing your big guy football jersey because, well, it's football season.
That's right.
And you're number 60, which is significant because...
Because for over 60 years, the name Lasher means a great deal.
Then you must have a great play in mind for Ram Power Days.
I do, on Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s.
All I can say is you better be going deep with a discount.
I'm going all the way to the Red Zone.
The Red Zone?
Save 11 grand off MSRP and over 35 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s.
11 grand off Ram 1500 Bighorns? That sure beats the competition, Vince.
I know. I'll say it again. During Ram Power Days at Oak Grove Dodge, save 11 grand off MSRP on over 35 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. Only at Lasher's Oak Grove Dodge in the Oak Grove Auto Mall and online at oakgrovedodge.com.
Includes 5,500 in California National Chrysler Capital Conquest and select inventory retail bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital OAC and have qualified vehicle for at least 30 days. Sample VIN 420627 ends 10/3/22.
Hey, it's Carmichael, Dave. And it's amazing how the housing market has shifted so quickly over the last few months, and having the right mortgage company on your side is crucial in this ever-changing market. We've got just that lender. Of course, it's my guy Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. You can check him out at refinancewithshelby.com. Shelby's team, well known in the real estate market, from real estate agents, title companies, appraisal companies. That makes all the difference. United Wholesale Lending will even get your offer fully underwritten and approved up front so you can compete with the cash offers. They're local, fast, and competitive. Even with rates rising slightly from their record lows, there's been an increase in inventory. The market is shifting from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Buyers now have the opportunity to shop for the home that's right for them instead of settling for what was available. The team at United Wholesale Lending can pre-approve you over the phone in under 15 minutes without even running your credit. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. NLS number 279051, BRE number 01864354.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store, talking about positionless basketball. It features players who shoot well from beyond the arc, can defend multiple positions, and would thrive in a pass-happy system. The way the players rely on each other is similar to how the body works when supported by Good Feet arch supports. By supporting all four arches, the foot, knees, hips, and low back become properly aligned, so that each can do their job pain-free. If you have foot-related pain, it's time to get serious. Good Feet makes over 300 sizes, styles, and flexibilities of arch supports. So your solution is waiting. Visit Good Feet now for a free, no-obligation, personalized fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet arch supports. In Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto online. Goodfeet.com.
Sacktown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. 49ers quarterback Trey Lance has had a successful surgery on his ankle after breaking it this Sunday against the Seahawks in a blowout win. The Bills dominate the Titans in Monday Night Football 41-7. Jalen Hurts rushes for a pair of TDs in the Eagles win over the Vikings on Monday night. And in baseball, ex-Giants GM Scott Harris leaves to head up the Detroit Tigers baseball ops. Those are the headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Whitey Gleason.
These kids today, I tell you, with their newfangled things. Whitey Gleason.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Open it up.
I'm not so sure Nathan really wanted me in today.
No?
No, because I went out, to meet him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, just enter this code to get in. It didn't work, huh? Well, I don't usually use that gate. Sorry, Whitey. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. There's a code. Oh, the code.
I got some poison donuts in here, too. Normal donuts
Nice.
in here.
Nice.
If you want some.
I'm going to watch that guy.
Beating a card, and if I lose it, I have to park out front to get that code.
$5. I'll tell you what the code is. The fake code that doesn't work.
I think that's about the compensation for filling in today. We appreciate you showing up.
Absolutely.
Everybody listening, I am sure, as I can tell in the YouTube chat on the text line, of course they know who Whitey Gleason is. But once again, if not, legend, and then some. The Rise Guys, whichever affiliation,
Sure.
iteration.
Sure.
Kevin the Rat, Justin Case, of course, Phantom, FP, and somebody's
Kreidler.
dad.
Yeah. Turns out his son's a pretty good ball player, Dave.
I mean, obviously more for you. You worked with him forever, but we were giddy, like just giddy about
Josh Giddey
about Ryan Kreidler, like he was one of our own. It still is. It's great, but you guys had to be. That's so cool because you remember him when he was.
Yeah, I actually was at their house the day he was drafted. Wow. But he was drafted by the Cubs, and then he didn't sign. But even that, I mean, they were so excited, and they knew then that he wasn't going to sign with the Cubs. But just to see wow, actually drafted in, I can't imagine what it's been like to watch this unfold at the major league level.
There's another iteration of the Rise guys over at the 93 Rock. I've always told my favorite stories. And as I said to Whitey off the air, it's weird because I was in 7th grade when I first met Whitey.
And I was in 9th grade.
I think so. Like looking back, you must have been like 19.
Sure.
And the best part, it was one of those interview the people that have your dream job. So we wanted to interview. It was
and that guy wasn't available.
He wasn't. So we got you guys, you and Phantom.
Sure.
Kevin Boom Boom Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Was Justin there at the time?
Probably would have been.
Okay. And the deal is I had to bring in pizza in order to get access to talk to you guys after your show. But finding pizza at 4 a.m. is
not my problem.
It was not your problem at all. And you know what? You had to adapt. You had to overcome. We got the pizza. Mom dropped me off. It was myself and my friend Justin Moore. We sat there. I remember it. Not like it was yesterday, but I remember it. Let's be honest. I remember it. And then we played softball in the Sklebangi building afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a thrill of a lifetime. And then now somehow you look younger than I do.
I don't know about that.
That's 100% a fact.
That's nice of you to say, but that's what people say when you're hideous. They go, "Oh, you haven't changed a bit." And they go, "Oh, dude, what happened to that guy? Oh my goodness."
They start talking louder. Right? You look great.
You look great. You need a shawl.
And now you're me talking on the way in. Now it's the whole circle of life, man. That's a long way of me.
Circle of life.
Saying it's good to have you.
Good to be here. Thank you. Second time I've been in here. I was in here with Jason a year ago, August.
Yeah.
For a couple of days. So great to be back with you here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
It's right there, and there's all our our stuff there.
Tremendous.
Right. You were one of the few people still alive that was on the station when the Kings were good.
Yeah.
Like that was
a
long
parade, Dave. It wasn't a parade. A playoff. Kings made the playoffs last year. Parade.
I've always said, because I've never been on the air when the Kings made the playoffs. I've been here forever. I've never been on the air. I had a show at least when the Kings made the playoffs. That I don't want to say that when that happens, I've always said if that ever happens, you just come and rub your beard on the microphone and you're going to pull a 10 share. And that's of course not true, but things had a lot more energy, I think, back then in some ways when the Kings were amazing.
Right. And because it was so new and because it was finally, they're actually, not only are they legitimate, that a chance to win the NBA championship, of course. And as you probably know, when the Kings were last in the playoffs, there was no such thing as the iPhone.
No. Oh my God. Yeah, there wasn't.
I shared that recently with Jerry. Jerry Reynolds and Phantom and I were doing a podcast, Old Fashioned 3. Anyway, I shared that with Jerry. He's like, really? Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Jerry Reynolds had gray hair. That was well, it was soon. We're going to talk about that later. There's a lot of hype, Whitey. About
but we'll talk about it later. But you know what? The difference is, I heard you talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
The difference is that before it was always the hype was always coming from inside the building.
Yeah.
The hype is coming from inside the building. And now there's a decent amount of it coming from outside.
That is true
as well.
Which
is a little encouraging.
I'm sorry. Right? Yeah, no, it is. And it's honestly, it's one of the many reasons I'm glad you're here, because you've been through a lot of it. And I'm just jaded. I'm like, there's no hype. Nothing is going to be great. It's never going to happen. I'm the one who I'm stupidly pinned on my Twitter account. I was like, Kings are going to make the postseason this year. They're gonna make the postseason. It's just every year.
By the way, if they're in the play-in, that is not the postseason.
We 100% agree on that. No, it is not.
I mean, it'd be nice, but it's not the postseason.
Right. Well, if they, what is it? It's, how did we phrase it? I think we came to the conclusion that they made the postseason, but their playoff streak still continues. There's postseason, there's playoffs. They technically, I guess, are in the post. I know it's splitting hairs, but they're not in the playoffs.
Right.
And we also on the on the council, we have a tribal council, so we have meetings and jackets and stuff. We decided that also if they make the play-in and they lose, like or excuse me, if they make the 7 or 8 seed and they have to play in that play-in tournament and they lose. Still haven't broken the playoffs. You have to actually
absolutely
get in. So you could be the 7 seed this year and still it doesn't count.
Why is it the play in? Because you're trying to play into the playoffs. So if you don't make it, you haven't reached the
Thank
playoffs.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But I'm sure they'll find a way to market it and say that they made the playoffs. But anyways,
they're in this year, right? They are in.
They're in the NBA. And less than 2 weeks from now, Kings Lakers preseason. This time it's for real. Tom Brady's final touchdown ball, Whitey, sold for $518,000 originally. That was the Mike Evans ball.
Yeah,
I caught it
at $350, and I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, you were doing the back and
Had
forth.
my budget.
I know.
That's genius. She's like 350 is as high as we can go.
Not happening. Well, you might have had a chance yesterday because the whole thing was caught the touchdown ball. Mike Evans threw it in the stands and had it, and then put it up for auction and. It was sold for $518,628. Then Tom Brady came back, and then there was a lawsuit. And apparently, all's well that ends well because now the guy ends up selling the ball for considerably less. It sold for $518 originally. Now it's $129,657. You could have bought it.
I'm gonna get 2. No, you can't really.
No, you can't. No, there's only one.
Yeah. I'm more interested right now in the last birthday card that he got for Giselle. That's a real collector's item as well. I know you can't. It's his personal life. Stay out of that. When someone is on, they're doing documentaries on their personal life, then their personal life is in play. And I hope everything works out. I don't wish them any ill will, but it's just kind of, isn't it awkward to see people that looks like, man, they're perfect. They've got everything they need. Wow, they're having problems.
Wonderful thing about talking to you is we have old topic we talked about a week ago, but with your spin, your thought, I'm curious, have you picked a team? Are you team Giselle or are you team Tom?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't yet.
You haven't
yet. I'm holding on. I'm free agent. I'm negotiating with both sides.
Maybe it's because when I met you first, I was far from being married. 15 years in the books now, a couple of teenagers. I'm kind of team Giselle.
Really?
She makes more money. She has a huge career. By the way, also Father Time matters in her line of work. And he just keeps playing and she's home with the kids.
It's tough on the wives. I was talking to the wife of a pro golfer one time and she said, I do everything. He plays, he's on tour. I do everything. So it's not easy.
And we should be real. Like, I have a feeling she's not rolling around doing dishes.
That's true.
And cleaning diapers.
Yeah.
But her career's on hold and he just keeps going out and getting CTE and she's at home with the kids doing her thing. And, well, I feel bad not for.
It's been fun, Dave. Thanks.
Why do you think for coming in? Appreciate you. When we come back,
maybe not.
We'll talk to you about baseball because I'm a Giants guy and I'm bored of baseball. But we're getting into the part of baseball that is not boring. That is the postseason. Also, a football player getting slapped by a fan. Yeah, that's called a tease in this business. Whitey, we're trying to keep the audience around. We'll be right back right after this.
You want more Kings coverage? Sacktown Sports 1140's giving it to you.
You'll be watching and thinking, man, like, I guess Keegan, he's maybe not as good today. And then you look up and he's got, 12 and 8 and it's, the second quarter and he is just so calm, so efficient.
I think it's absolutely what Sacramento needs. I think there's this sense that something special is starting to fall into place.
Log on to SacktownSports.com for exclusive content. SacktownSports.com.
There is beauty and there's uncomfort in owning an older home. The craftsmanship back then, the way they were built, the character, all have their positives. Now, on the other side, older homes need some love and some tenderness, and in our case, some help. Jason Ross here to tell you about the help we're getting thanks to ACR Solar. Now, you hear solar, and you know what? Yes, they do solar, but after years and years of living at our house, the time has come to get a new roof. Our old roof has done its job, but it is done. It's tired and it looks it. So after doing the proper research and talking with several roofing companies, we landed on ACR Solar. They stood out from the first visit when Joe, their roofing expert, came out and shared his knowledge. We knew at that moment we were at ease because we were in good hands. Also, after our conversations with John, the owner of ACR Solar, that just confirmed what my wife and I already knew, that ACR Solar was the right choice for us. So we're so excited to begin our journey with ACR Solar. We're going to have a beautiful new roof, become more energy efficient, and have the peace of mind we're looking for. ACR Solar, 916-481-2700, or you can visit them at acrsolar.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. So Chad, honest question, why drive all the way to Hoblet when the other guys are so much closer?
Well, I can tell you about our true pricing policy where the price you see is the price you pay. No add-ons or hidden fees. I can tell you we have one of the largest selections of new Ram trucks in California because we are the #1 heavy-duty Ram truck dealer in California, or I could let our customers tell the story.
Hoblet is the best dealership in California by far. Excellent service, value, and overall experience. Felt like we were joining a great community buying from Hoblet. Would recommend them to all my family and friends.
Come see for yourself why Hoblet Dodge is your small town dealer with big city selection and savings. Come be treated like family instead of a sucker with Hoblet's true pricing with no dealer markups, add-ons, or hidden fees. Stop by Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland, the Hoblet Ram Truck Center off County Road 102 and I-5 in Woodland, or search our full inventory with Hoblet's true pricing at hobletdodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period.
Let West Coast Car Audio of Galt and Stockton help you beat that heat this summer. How, you ask? How about tinting your entire car for only $79? Offer valid at Galt and Stockton locations only. Get your entire car tinted for only $79 at West Coast Car Audio of Galt and Stockton. Don't need tint? No problem. West Coast Car Audio and Tint wants to help you save money with amazing deals on alarms, car, boat, and ATV stereos and more. The new Galt location of West Coast Car Audio also does paint protection film. Plus, they do ceramic car coating starting at only $299. Give the experts at West Coast Car Audio and Tint of Galt and Stockton a call today, or come check them out in person.
The new Fords have arrived at Folsom Lake Ford. I know you've been waiting for a new F-150 or maybe an Explorer or Expedition. Guess what? Folsom Lake Ford has them. Your truck headquarters for over 30 years right here in Sacramento is all stocked up with new Fords and used vehicles. Save with low interest financing on your favorite new models and zero down deals available on all new and used vehicles with approved credit. Get top dollar for your trade, making your monthly payment on your new Ford even lower. Folsom Lake Ford is the only dealership I recommend to my friends. A Triple Crown Award winner for sales, service, and finance, Highway 50 Folsom Exit, or browse fresh inventory online at folsomlakeford.com. It's updated almost daily. And if you can't find what you're looking for, give them a call. Tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford.
Billy Currington is coming back to SAC with Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park too. And he's bringing some friends, Russell Dickerson. And more. September 24th at Heart Health Park in Cal Expo. Tickets are just $35. So get yours before they sell out. Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 24th at Heart Health Park in Cal Expo. Brought to you by Boot Barn, Attic Man Heating and Air, and the Gonzalez Law Office. Get your tickets and details at sacktownsports.com.
Live and local. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Whitey Gleason's in studio. And boy.
Why?
Yeah, boy, actually. Because I just walked down during the break, Pat, Tom, and Cody, and I was grousing. As I said, as I had mentioned to you in the audience, I said, I met Whitey when I was in 7th grade. And he looks younger than I do. And I don't really, is there some form of, is it Botox? We're all friends here. We'll work something. You don't even have gray hair, Whitey.
I have a few. Sure, I have
ridiculous. Does it run in the family? Are you all?
Yeah, I think it does, actually. I think it does. There's that.
Really.
You stay in shape,
Yeah, you run. Yeah. You're a runner.
No, I can't stand that stuff.
You're pounding a Pepsi over there. Okay, whatever. Welcome back in. Jason Ross is in New York for the broadcast meetings. I don't think Jay Mars could find a babysitter.
How come Dave's not there? That's a good question.
Right, exactly. No, Dave's right here. Hi, that's an old George Carlin bit, right? Dave's not here.
No, that's Cheech and Chong.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Cheech and Chong. Excuse me.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. I'm here. You're there, and we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Sean Salisbury will join us at 8 o'clock. That's exciting and fun. Baseball is winding into their postseason. The Astros clinched. The Mets clinched. The Astros are in it every year, it seems, as are the Dodgers. The Mets, not newly in, but let's be honest, 10 times in the last God knows how many years. Max Scherzer came back yesterday. He had an oblique issue. He's been banged up. He had a perfect game through 6. They pulled him. You're okay with that? I know, right?
Have to be, right?
Yeah.
And it makes sense. That's all these things about analytics and the way the game has changed. It makes sense why they do it. It's just too bad that one of the things I miss about the way baseball is now compared to what it used to be, the tiring starter, like guys out there in the 8th inning, like somebody like Jim Palmer's like he's hanging on. And nowadays he would have been gone in the 6th inning. And part of that is because there are more good pitchers now, right? Way back when, it's like, well, the starter's our best pitcher. Those guys in the bullpen suck.
Right.
If they were any good, they wouldn't be in the bullpen. And now it's not like that. So that's one reason why you got the quicker hook. It's just you lose some of the drama, but it's a more efficient way to play better baseball.
I'm going to ask you a question just simply to ask you a follow-up. Thank you. Do you prefer baseball now or at some point before in your lifetime? Would you say today's game is your favorite version of it?
Well, I would think most likely anyone who really enjoyed baseball as a kid would probably say, it does seem magical. Everything seems magical when you're a kid. I look at it now and I understand that the game is played at a higher level, better athletes, but there's something magical about when you're first learning about baseball and your dad or your mom and dad, in my case, are teaching you about the game. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I understand the game now it's better, but the game has to be shorter. And I know next year it's going to be crazy, Dave, when they, if I may call you Dave.
Thank you.
When they start with the pitch clock and they limit the throw overs, the games are going to be faster, but it's going to cause some problems for pitchers.
I do not have the same connection to baseball I used to. I enjoyed the Giants winning their titles very, very much.
But the Giants winning last night. What a win last night.
10-7 over the Rockies.
They were down 7-5 in the 9th.
I know. Now they're just 7 games under 500. It was amazing. I've explained this before. I grew up with Will Clark and Robbie Thompson and all those fellers, Mike Krukow, and would listen to every game on KNBR or watch on Giants Vision, and that was a big deal. Giants Vision, man, back in the day. And
Joe Morgan,
that was
announced. No, he was probably playing. Then.
I think it was Hank Greenwald, Ron Fairley, back in my days of 87, 89, the Roger Craig hum baby days.
Ron Fairley, who once famously said, "Last night I failed to mention something that bears repeating."
That was Ron Fairley.
That was my favorite Ron Fairley.
So you have those classics, and that to me was the most magical time in baseball history. But
sure.
But I'm glad you answered that with no lead or anything, because I think you 100% nailed it. I think everybody thinks the best baseball was when they were 12.
Yeah.
No matter, you're the same, slightly different generation, or at least a half a different generation. I would imagine everybody's got their Will Clark. And then you look ahead now, you're like, well, now what I do is I channel my Joe Pittman old man voice. He's hit these 3-run home runs, and that's it. And there's no stolen bases, and there's no
sacrifice. Stolen bases next year.
I would hope so.
The bases are now
right. They're huge.
14 by 14.
But the one thing they didn't do that I've been begging for years, the arena softball move, where you have the first base, and then you have a big orange base to the right of it that the batter steps on. Why would you not put that in baseball so there's no broken ankles or anything?
Because it's Major League Baseball, not co-ed softball.
Oh.
That's why.
I forgot. I thought they were the same thing. So you
and I shouldn't say co-ed. That's a little bit demeaning. Women play baseball as well as men do.
I am maybe the only person in the world that misses small ball. I miss double switches. I miss pinch hits, the stolen base manufactured runs, sacrifice fly. Nobody likes that. They want
I'm with you on double switches, but I mean, you want to drive listeners away.
Yeah,
Let's do a half hour on double switches.
That's the thing. Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't. They it's a short attention span. It's 3-run home runs.
Well, baseball's there at cross purposes because they figured out a few years ago, to your point, we need more home runs. Oh, okay. Look at all the home runs like 2017.
Yep.
Then the games were longer. Well, wait a minute. We want more action and we want shorter games. Oh, if we have more home runs, the games are longer.
Mm-hmm.
We have shorter games. No one gets any hits. What are we going to do? So they're still trying to figure that out.
I blame Tom Glavine. Because if you think about it, it all started with chicks dig the long ball.
It's true. It's always been true. Going back to Babe Ruth.
100% started that way. Switching to football, police are investigating. I didn't even see this. Police are investigating. I laughed. I shouldn't laugh. They're investigating allegations that a fan in the stands slapped Kyler Murray in the face. It was the 29-23 overtime win. Murray was high-fiving front row spectator. Let me be really clear. In no way, shape, or form is there any excuse for this, and I hope whoever they find.
He was doing what?
So he
should have been studying his playbook.
Yes, exactly.
Why wasn't he studying his playbook?
We were going over that yesterday. It's because he doesn't play video games anymore. Apparently, that's why they won in overtime. He's in the front row. He's high-fiving fans at Allegiant Stadium. Everything's great. And apparently, and this was caught on video, a man with an open hand reaches out and slapped Murray in the face. And you see Murray stunned but not injured, and then he tried to identify the guy who apparently I believe have identified. Now the police have been involved and all that.
Interesting that Jason Ross isn't here today, but okay.
Right? Thank you. Yeah. Again, this is going to sound like I'm trying to excuse the guys. There's no win here. All I want to say is this: don't win the game like that and go to the front row on the road. Like, yes, you should not have to worry about getting slapped in the face anywhere. 100,000%. But I always get worried when like a player will jump into Lambeau Field, do the Lambeau leap, an opposing player, because there's a couple of Bears. Well, it wouldn't be the Bears, but a couple of Vikings fans in there, and they jump in there. You're on the road.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No, I'm assuming there were some Cardinal fans there.
That's what yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't like people are stupid and they're hammered and they do stupid things. I hope this guy, do you think 10 years in prison is too much? Because I think that would be amazing.
I think
that's a little
I think that is too much, but it is something that, you go back to the Malice in the Palace things have been dealing with and hoping they can figure out a way to contain it at a time when they're trying to get fans closer to the action so they can sell, the more expensive seats and still keep the players safe. Once again, as baseball is with some things, you're at cross purposes there. You look at the old NBA, you go in the hardwood classics, and look how underneath the basket on the baseline, there's nobody sitting there.
Nope.
Like even in the 70s, nobody's there. Why not? Because it was dangerous. And now you've almost got people. You got people literally. I mean, the bench. You extend the bench. There's fans there. Yeah, and you got fans and camera people right there on the court. So
they make so much money off those seats.
Yeah.
They moved Gary Gerald when they moved Gary Gerald upstairs on radio because they figured out that you have Gary, Jason, and then you have like a stat guy, and then I don't know, some mascot. What is it? Some random person? That's 4 seats.
I don't think the mascots.
I don't know what it, and now all of a sudden, they're selling. I found out those seats, go for $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
Now they're going, okay, well, does G-Man need to, be anywhere near the court for $1 million? No. It's all about money, Whitey.
Personally, I'd be upset if I got slapped by Darth Vader or the monkey suit guy at the Raiders game.
That's a great point. Okay, at first I thought you were just making this really abstract point about getting slapped by Darth Vader, but no, you're right. The Raiders thing. Listen, kids, don't slap people. Don't slap NFL players.
Darth Vader he wouldn't slap you. He just uses
the force. Lights it right. He did I would not want to be force choked at Allegiant Stadium. We'll take a break. When we come back, week 2 is in the books. Of course, we're going to do our NFL power rankings. That's what we do on Sports Talk Radio. Whitey Gleason in for Jason Ross. We'll be right back.
Breaking news, the latest happenings with your favorite teams.
You ever wonder about what the heck all these kids are doing on computers all the time?
Stay up to date with all of it by following us on Instagram and Twitter.
Excuse me, gentlemen, a little update for you.
At Sacktown 1140.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Diego Tourism Authority.
I'm Eileen Javor in the KCRA3 Weather Center. A few patches of fog, otherwise a mix of clouds and sun to start our day. Can't rule out an afternoon shower. Temperatures are going to be warming to the mid and upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
When you're happy and you know it in San Diego, there's no limit to how you can show it. Endless sunshine, coastline, and outdoor adventures inspire waves of feel-good vibes. Plan your trip today at sandiego.org. That's sandiego.org.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave from my good friends at American Energy, and you know now's the time to replace your system, and you can get $2,500 off on a new HVAC home system installation, 0% financing, and payment plan options available. There's no reason to keep putting off making your home a place of comfort for you and your family. Offer expires September 30th. Don't wait. Call today, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990, or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com, your second opinion partner.
I'm sure you've heard the phrase, let Safe Credit Union put you first. Well, that phrase is honest, genuine, and sincere. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa for Safe Credit Union. At Safe, you're not a number. You are part of a member-owned, community-focused family. Explore the benefits of saving, borrowing, and investing with a partner who puts you first. Safe Credit Union is insured by NCUA.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pie customer.
As a small business, we're always looking for ways that we can offer the quality product and get some cost savings.
Meet Michelle from J.J. Pfister Distilling Company, a small business in California. When looking for workers' comp coverage tailored to the company's needs, she discovered Pie Insurance.
We heard about Pie Insurance being geared for a small business, gave Pie a call, and ended up switching.
Is your small business overpaying for workers' comp insurance? See how much you could save at trypie.com. Plus, with pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, which means no additional bill if your business grows.
We saved about 30% off of our workers' comp insurance when we switched to Pie.
It's as easy as pie to get the savings you deserve. What are you waiting for? Ask your agent for Pie, or get a quote in 3 minutes at trypie.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Traveling, volunteering, spending time with family. What's your retirement look like? With income planning from Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor can help you grow and protect your wealth. They'll look at your full financial picture and help you create a flexible strategy that considers things like market conditions and healthcare expenses, so you can stop worrying about the future and enjoy whatever comes next. Visit fidelity.com/income planning. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet Store, talking about positionless basketball. It features players who shoot well from beyond the arc, can defend multiple positions, and would thrive in a pass-happy system. The way the players rely on each other is similar to how the body works when supported by Good Feet arch supports. By supporting all four arches, the foot, knees, hips, and low back become properly aligned, so that each can do their job pain-free. If you have foot-related pain, it's time to get serious. Good Feet makes over 300 sizes, styles, and flexibilities of arch supports. So your solution is waiting. Visit Good Feet now for a free, no-obligation, personalized fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet arch supports. In Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto, online, goodfeet.com.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. It's Sacktown Sports 1140. Sacktown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. 49ers quarterback Trey Lance has had a successful surgery on his ankle after breaking it on Sunday in the blowout win over the Seahawks. The Bills dominate the Titans in a 41-7 win on Monday Night Football, and Jalen Hurts rushes for a pair of TDs, and the Eagles win over the Minnesota Vikings. In baseball, ex-Giants GM Scott Harris leaves to head up the Detroit Tigers baseball ops. Those are our headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Welcome in. Want to shout out longtime listener Kurt on Twitter. Says, Dave, I missed part of the conversation. What's up with Whitey? Well, that's a broad question. We don't have time to answer. But if you're saying what's up with Whitey being in studio, well, these are the some say these are the halls that Whitey built. Although that's a different place, and also
been abandoned,
right? And nobody says that, but Whitey Gleason, Mr. Rise Guys, Sacramento radio legend, in with us for Jason Ross today. We're so happy to have him. And
thanks.
All that fun stuff. I'll say that probably 50 more times during the show, but it is true. Like I said, this is the first time we've ever worked together. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a bad weird for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's different because this is not the side of as I spit on you, this is not the side of the desk I'm used to being on with you.
Oh, well, things change, David.
They do, I know, and I know I'm not supposed to acknowledge any of this, but it's a respect thing. That's it. It's like, this is gonna make you feel really old, but it was like being with the first time I got my learner's permit, and I was the one driving, and my dad was in the back.
How long have you been doing this?
20 years.
Yeah,
but still. NFL power rankings, because that's what we do after 2 weeks.
By the way, now I feel badly telling you how stupid you are,
right?
About what you said earlier. You said that Slay was the MVP of the game last night and not Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
he ran for 333, and he threw for 333,
right?
But he ran for 57 more.
He did,
yeah.
So you think he was
MVP? Slay had a couple picks, which is nice. I know they shut down Jefferson, but
he had 4 passes.
Jalen's incredible now.
He's very good.
Did you watch the game or just look at it?
No, I actually did not. I read the box score on the way. It's Slay's MVP. Why do I like to watch sports? I was watching the funeral of Queen Elizabeth. That was amazing. The play calling and that was ridiculous.
Yeah. We had one in the box, though.
Yes. Yes. Top 5 power rankings. Whatever. I don't even care about the top 5 because it's some mishmash of Ravens, Dolphins, Packers. Let's go Eagles, since you love them so much and you're a Jalen Hurts guy.
Yeah.
All right. So we can go
number 2.
We'll go Philly. We'll go Philly number 5. I'm
5?
Going bottom to top.
Okay.
I'm gonna see even I'm gonna say I'm putting the Chargers still at number 4. I know they're 1-1. Wow, Whitey is leaving.
I do the show with him.
Whitey is wishing that he had. Whitey misses the days of Kreidler and Phantom and Justin.
Do the rest of the show, Nathan?
Chargers.
All right.
Bucks 3, Chiefs 2, Bills
1. Okay, yeah, I think you got Chargers a little high.
I
1-1. They've been a little disappointing so far, and you're going to rank them ahead of the undefeated Eagles. Okay.
I
love the Chargers. I love Herbert, but come on.
Here's where there's different ways of doing power rankings, and Jason and I were talking about this last week. There's the who is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the second, and if this team and this team played each other, who I hear you on Philly. I'm not sold on Philly. Part of that is probably my own bias because they just haven't been great lately, and I'm still a little worried about that backfield. I'm a little worried about that defense, but that secondary is insane. the things they're doing. What they did last night against the Vikings team, that I think is a lot better than that, was pretty cool to watch. The other thing is just for me, the Chargers, that loss was at Kansas City by 3, and I think KC is tremendous. So it's hard for me to take them out of the top 5.
Yeah, they kind of beat themselves in a way there. But I think you touch on something inadvertently, obviously.
Yeah,
you didn't mean to.
No, of
but
course
something
not.
that's really interesting about anybody that tries to engage in this exercise. Right now, you get into 5-4, that area.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. I just saw, what was I looking at today? Maybe it's somebody's top 5 NFL.com, and they have the Rams in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Yeah. Why?
But
Would you?
when you get there at 4 or 5 right now, it's a little iffy. You're going to have to put somebody in there who you have more faith in than maybe their play so far would suggest you should.
I think the most difficult part of all of this is it's that middle ground of looking at, okay, the Giants are 2-0. And one of those wins was in Tennessee in their home opener.
Are they the San Francisco Giants of the 2022 NFL season? Are they the 2021 baseball Giants?
Just the magic, magic out of the blue.
Yes.
So you have 2-0 them and Brian Daboll and that whole fun story. And then you have the Titans who got boat raced in Buffalo last night. They lost to those Giants. But is there any, in your mind, are the Giants better would you rank the Giants ahead of the Titans?
I think the Titans are due for decline this year. I had them as one of the teams that will miss.
Okay.
And every year there's at least 4 teams in that don't make it.
That's
and I
right.
think, Derrick Henry, there's only so long he can almost literally carry the team. And Tannehill's due for some regression.
Okay.
So I'm not surprised that they're struggling. It's so ridiculous, though, to do this 2 games in. That, of course, is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we do look at what they've done so far. So I don't think the idea that the Giants are better than the Titans is as preposterous as you suggest, especially when didn't they play week 1?
Yeah. Well, coming up in 3 for Madness at 7:13, one of the questions is going to be the surprise of the NFL season. And that's the thing you said after 2 games. I don't know what the Raiders are. They're 0-2, though. I don't know what the Titans are. They're 0-2. Colts were supposed to be this awesome play.
That's a team for me, yeah.
The Bengals, the defending AFC champions, and maybe, everything had to happen right, but they were still the AFC champions last year. They're 0-2, and that Pittsburgh loss was so weird.
Joe Burrow has a look, and I'm not comparing him to this quarterback because Joe Burrow's a stud. But the last couple games, he's had a look of confusion that I haven't seen since Rex Grossman got off the bus before the Super Bowl loss to the Colts. I remember trying to figure it, that game's like, maybe the Bears have a chance. Colts are pretty good. And here's Rex Grossman getting off the bus, and he was like, I was like, okay, they're done.
Florida's Rex Grossman being compared to LSU's Joe Burrow after 1 year.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, I know, is light years better than Rex Grossman could ever be, but I've seen that same look in his eyes lately, like, what's going on? Not as much a look of stark terror, but a look of what is going on.
And I don't know what the Bengals are going. They pretty much have everyone. There's nothing glaring that they're missing. I look at the Dolphins with a new coach and 2 of Waddle, I think I know Tyreek Hill leads the league, and Waddle, I want to say, is 2nd or 4th in total receiving yards. That's working out amazingly.
Love the Dolphins.
Isn't it the defense you knew was going to be there, but
the Dolphins in Dave's top 5?
No. See now, 2-0 though. They're 2-0. They're 2-0 with Tua. Are you a 2-0 guy? You big believer in Tua Tagovailoa?
I do now.
Yeah.
He's pretty accurate. I could see how he's going to shine in this system. I didn't foresee anything like what he did, in the last game against the Ravens. Like, whoa!
I don't know.
Yeah. I like their coach. I think they're obviously on the right track.
You know what? The great thing about Mike McDaniel
Definitely
too.
belong ahead of the Chargers.
You're just that's not going to get old for you. Huh?
I like the Chargers too, but come on.
I mean, Justin Herbert is just so amazing. I'm in love with Justin Herbert. I'm in love with that whole team. I'm in love with their defense. I am in love with who's their Florida State defensive guy that I love so much? The guy in the middle of the backfield. I'm in love with that team, but you're 100% right that it's when you go back to Miami, Mike McDaniel, I feel like he just does not look like a head coach whatsoever. I see him patrolling the sidelines. He has not fit the bill. But obviously he's figuring something out early on with your Dolphins.
You know what? I know what you're saying, but you listen to what he says and what he says he told the team, and that's leadership stuff.
Yeah.
Assuming that's all, you never know. Because the the ones who win the battles are the one who tells the tales. But he said, I said before the week that I was hoping we'd go through some adversity, and we did, and look how we responded. That's pretty heady stuff, if that's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's the winners that you listen to. Everybody looks amazing and prescient and all that. Derwin James, by the way. Up that defense with Khalil Mack and friends. Yeah. Well, he is a Florida State guy. I should know that by heart.
Why do you like Florida State?
My parents went to Florida State.
Okay.
I had no choice.
All right.
There's nothing I could do. It's
okay.
It's not even like I'm an alumni. I didn't go there. I didn't graduate high school, but you have to listen to your mom and dad yammer forever about a school.
I get it.
Is the NFL awesome? Or we talked about how everyone loves parody until you look at Tiger Woods or Mike Tyson or Steffi Graf or I don't know, random dynasties. People love parody, but they really do love dynasties. Is part of the NFL's appeal to you the fact that we're in week 2, we're doing power rankings, and there's a strong chance that at least half to 3/4 of those teams we just named may not even they won't be nearly as high by the end of the year.
I'm sorry, were you talking to me? Yeah. Sorry.
I knew that was coming.
I drifted off there a little bit.
Yeah. I was a little long-winded there.
I'm kidding. Yeah, it does speak to the fact that the margin of error and the gap between the good teams and the lesser teams has never been as narrow as it is now. Yeah. That's why you get all these, I think that's the big reason why you get these crazy results. What we have, Dave, was it 3 teams came from 13 plus points down in the fourth quarter?
Yes.
On the same day for the first time since I don't know, second time ever, whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah. So I normally in the NFL season, early in the year, you got some crazy results because you're trying to figure things out. Now I think it's just that way the whole way. Go back to last year when the Colts, all they got to do is beat Jacksonville, and they're in the playoffs and they lost. So people love it. I know what you're saying. It's nice to know this is a good team, this is a bad team. But yeah, everybody's more in that middle. Everybody's getting pulled back into that middle, and fans seem to dig it because no matter who your team is, you got a shot.
We've got which is more likely to happen.
That's an easy one too.
With the Kings. And
easy one.
Oh, you think? Okay. I agree with you. I just wanted for both to agree on the same thing. We've got surprises in the NFL season and baseball clinching and all that fun stuff. Ready for madness. Whitey Gleason and his can of Pepsi coming up next.
You want more Kings coverage? Sacktown Sports 1140's giving it to you.
I like the Monk deal a lot. The Kevin Herter one, you got control of a guy who, around the league, people still think he's a pretty good player.
Impressions, let's start with the Kings' top pick, Keegan Murray. What do you think of him? And you obviously knew him well at Iowa.
Yeah, I thought he was terrific. I called efficient and versatile. He's going to make shots. He's an elite jump shooter.
Log on to SacktownSports.com for exclusive content. SacktownSports.com.
Are you in the need of a loan? Well, Safe Credit Union is here to help. A home equity line of credit can help by using the equity in your home to finish projects or consolidate debt. How about looking for a new or used car? We'll get pre-approved for a safe auto loan to determine how much you can comfortably afford before you shop. Safe Credit Union is here to partner with you on your next loan. They offer flexible terms, fast processing, and excellent service from their financing experts. Safe Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Let West Coast Car Audio of Galt and Stockton help you beat that heat this summer. How, you ask? How about tinting your entire car for only $79? Offer valid at Galt and Stockton locations only. Get your entire car tinted for only $79 at West Coast Car Audio of Galt and Stockton. Don't need tint? No problem. West Coast Car Audio and Tint wants to help you save money with amazing deals on alarms, car, boat, and ATV stereos and more. The new Galt location of West Coast Car Audio also does paint protection film. Plus, they do ceramic car coating starting at only $299. Give the experts at West Coast Car Audio and Tint of Galt and Stockton a call today, or come check them out in person.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Question 1.
Well, Whitey, I guess it's just me and you right now.
Yeah. Dave stepped out for a moment.
Yeah, I could ask you, though, if you're ready.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, Dave teased it, but what is more likely to happen? Jimmy G gets a Super Bowl ring this year, or the Kings make the postseason this year?
I understand all the Kings' optimism. I feel it myself. But, you know, the 49ers were just in the NFC title game last year with Jimmy G. They were just in the Super Bowl, 3 years ago with Jimmy G? Yep. Trey Lance, now Jimmy G's the quarterback again. So I see the past of the 49ers getting back to the Super Bowl and actually winning it is a lot clearer than the Kings' path to or the postseason. We're saying play-in or playoffs now, Nathan?
It says it says both, but I think let's just go regular playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's say you got to win that play, and if you get in, you got to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the 49ers much more likely, but the beautiful thing is it's not ridiculous to suggest the Kings are a play-in team, maybe even a playoff team. It's not ludicrous to say that, and that's progress.
Can I ask you real quick too? Are you a
hurry up because Dave's back? And
okay,
I'd rather do it with you, so please.
Are you what's your stance on the Jimmy Trey thing?
You know what I think is going to happen? We can talk, obviously, to Sean Salisbury about this when he joins us at 8 here on Sackdown Sports.
Great resets.
Yeah. It's terrible what happened to Trey, especially when you consider that he was already a little behind the curve in his development, and now that's going to be even exacerbated.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now for the team, they know what the situation is. Last year, there was some question because it was Jimmy, but Trey is going to come in for certain packages. They weren't playing well. They got to a point where Shanahan said, all right, Jimmy's the guy, and they played better. And I think part of the reason was because they just knew, all right, he's the guy. So I think now knowing that, all right, yeah, Trey was the guy, but Jimmy was kind of there in the background. Now they know Jimmy's the guy. I think they're going to benefit from that, as unfortunate as the Trey Lance injury is. Here's now back from his break in the middle of a segment, which is I've never seen that before.
Never.
Carmichael Day.
That was we're just trying to we do this thing where we break you in. Was that question 1?
Yeah, that was question. Do you want me to ask you again?
Yeah,
or?
would you?
Yeah, do you want me to play the
No, just ask. That's fine.
All right. Well, Dave,
yes.
What do you think is more likely to happen? A Super Bowl ring for Jimmy G or the Sacramento Kings making the postseason? And I'm assuming that is this year. And it says play in on here, but let's go regular playoffs.
I think Whitey, I didn't even hear Whitey's answer, but I would imagine.
But I agree with him.
It's Jimmy G. Of course it is.
All right.
Right? We agree, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy G?
Yeah.
That's what we were both saying was obvious.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
well,
We've seen it. We've seen it.
We are perhaps, people forget, by the way, that the Niners are very probably a easy in your arms interception away from another Super Bowl appearance last year. Like, it's all Jimmy G can't get you there, ceiling this, that, whatever. The ball was like right here and he dropped it.
I was there. I was at that game, and I do think people forget there was quite a bit of time left on the clock. I think 7 or 9 minutes.
No, there were 3 seconds left.
Oh,
that was the whole game, and they would have won.
I forgot.
You're a liar.
What's the key to the Kings challenging for a playoff spot? To me, it's De'Aaron Fox has to become what the Kings have always been hoping he'd be.
I can't disagree with that, and we will talk a little bit about this later on in the program, specifically.
I didn't get page 2.
Yeah, so you got page 1. It's a surprise for you.
Oh no, there it is.
No, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm going to be simpler. They have to play defense. And
yes.
care.
Yes.
There's no. They didn't pick up any defense. Everyone's freaking. There's no defense. Nobody plays defense on that team. And then they bring in Mike. Well, Mike Brown's the defense. No, he's a coach. He doesn't play. So we'll talk more about that.
Okay. I look forward to that.
I do too. Number 2.
Question 2.
All right. Number 2.
Yeah.
Which team, good or bad, has been the biggest surprise to you in our young NFL season?
Boy, golly gee, there's a lot there. I'm vacillating. That's a great word.
I've never.
I'm going to say the Bengals.
It's a great Stone Temple Pilots song.
Vacillating. Yes.
What does that mean? Vacillating? Do I need to dump that?
Back and forth, and the Stone Temple Pilots song is a wonderful reference. And by the way, I forgot you're a massive Stone Temple Pilots fan.
Yeah.
I will say the Bengals. I wanted to go Giants, but I'm going to say Bengals. Defending AFC champion, 0-2. They like you said, they look horrible. I was thinking. I'm thinking, well, Joe Burrow is just the second coming of Joe Namath, but talented, and he's just going to start this amazing run. And it's 2 bad losses to a Steelers team that doesn't have a quarterback and a Cowboys team that doesn't have a quarterback. That would be me.
I got the Colts. I thought the Colts were going to be a playoff team. I thought they had a chance to make some noise, and obviously they still do because, it's only 2 games in. But, wow, they haven't won a game yet.
No.
And apparently it wasn't all Carson Wentz's fault.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think they even miss Coach Eberflus, who's coaching the Bears now. Their defense looks lackluster. At least they had some spark on defense before. Buckner's been hurt. The Colts right now, they look, as Commissioner Stern once said, ill-conceived, poorly produced, and badly executed.
Does it give you any, and well done. It's been a long time since we've seen a late David Stern reference from your invitation. The first place Jacksonville Jaguars, does that do anything for you?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, you knew that just by virtue of the fact that they didn't have Urban Meyer there anymore, they were going to be better, and they do have some talent,
right?
Yeah,
1-1.
They'll be like 8-9 this year.
Look at them, making the comeback. Number 3. Isn't
Trevor Lawrence really good?
He is, and he's got the long hair and all that. All right, number
3.
Number 3 said that.
The Astros clinched the AL West, and the A's clinched the lowest payroll in the MLB this season. Shocker.
Yeah.
Should the A's stay in Oakland with a new stadium, will they ever have a top 20 payroll?
I'm going to stand in front of Nate, who it sounds like he was having a reading issue there. That was strangely worded.
What's tough for him?
Question.
He's an A's fan, obviously.
Yeah. So a Davis grad, let's be honest. There's not a ton of reading there.
Fine school.
It is a fine school. Aggie's up. Right? So
if you're, like a veterinarian.
Right. Yeah. I top 20, I think the technical answer is because I think like the first couple of years they'll do it as a PR thing and they'll have like a number 18 payroll. The John Fisher, and why you worked a lot in the Bay Area and real close to this team, I think John Fisher is a horrific owner, and I don't think I'm telling tales out of school. I think you can look at the San Jose Earthquakes, who have that Avaya Stadium, is brand new, but are regularly bottom of payroll. MLS isn't MLB. I understand that too, but this just seems to be a guy that's using this as a straight up business, and you can't do that in major league sports. You have to have a little heart and soul involved. I don't know why they're giving them this deal. I'm glad the A's are staying, but I really, really, really wish they would say you can have this amazing deal and make a ton of money, but you just have to sell the team. I don't think so.
First of all, the Astros clinching the AL West. Dusty, yay, Dusty.
Del Campo. Nathan went to Del Campo. Same as
really?
Dusty. Yes.
Okay.
Same as Dusty Baker.
I'm hoping that Dusty finally I don't like the Astros, but I love Dusty.
So I agree.
As far as that goes. Yeah. The A's, have you guys heard about their new City Connect uniforms?
I have not.
It's just like the Las Vegas skyline.
Wow. That's just throwing fastballs right at A's fans' heart.
Hey, I'm an A's fan.
You got 3 people out there that are upset right now.
Yes. Well, they the most beleaguered fan base in sports.
Yeah.
Joe Lacob's going to end up buying the A's. They're going to have a huge payroll.
He's got a standing offer for him.
That's the only way that happens. But I think there's a chance.
I hope.
New ballpark, new owner, new Oakland A's.
Be the best possible thing to
Fingers
happen
crossed.
for A's fans, and I am rooting for that. We'll take a break. When we come back, and we were just talking about NFL power rankings. Let's zero in with both Monday Night Football games wrapping up week 2 last week. Let's look at Buffalo. Seriously, are they the best team in football? Are they the best team in baseball? No. Are they the best team in football? Maybe. And I want to zero in on what makes them so good specifically. And also, the Buffalo Bills are everything that's good about the NFL. We'll take a break. Sean Salisbury at 8 o'clock. We're right back.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sacktown Sports 1140. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people that play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sacktown Sports 1140. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility, and Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality, and Safe Credit Union. Let us put you first.
Hey, kids, it's Carmichael Dave talking to you about Capital Casino. Summertime heat is here, and Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite all of you to soak up some air conditioning, hang out, have some food, have a beverage. Always the most variety of table games in the region. Always the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy, and you know now's the time to replace your system, and you can get $2,500 off on a new HVAC home system installation, 0% financing, and payment plan options available. There's no reason to keep putting off making your home a place of comfort for you and your family. Offer expires September 30th. Don't wait. Call today, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990, or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com, your second opinion partner.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. What's going on, Chad, for Ram Power Days?
Not only do we have Northern California's best selection of heavy-duty Ram trucks, right now save up to $2,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 2500s. Plus, with 0% financing available, that means you can save thousands more avoiding finance charges.
Okay, well, that's all fine and dandy, but do you have any trucks to pick from?
We aren't the #1 heavy-duty Ram truck dealer in California for nothing. We have over 250 heavy-duty trucks available. That's the largest selection of HD inventory in Northern California. Plus, if we don't have your perfect truck available, you can custom order it. Not to mention Hoblet's true price means the price you see is the price you pay. There are no hidden fees or add-ons when you get here.
All right, if you're looking for a new truck, Hoblet Dodge needs to be your first stop. See Hoblet Dodge's true pricing by stopping by the Hoblet Ram Truck Center in Woodland for a test drive, or see their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period.
3,000 total net savings on new 2022 Ram 2500 tradesmen after $750 factory rebates and $1,250 dealer discounts. Rebates include $750 conquest bonus cash. Must own or be leasing non-Stellantis group vehicle to qualify. Special 0% APR for 36 months on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. $27.78 per thousand borrowed. 10 at this net savings. See dealer for details.
Billy Currington is coming back to SAC with Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park too. And he's bringing some friends, Russell Dickerson, and more. September 24th at Heart Health Park in Cal Expo. Tickets are just $35, so get yours before they sell out. Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 24th at Heart Health Park in Cal Expo. Brought to you by Boot Barn, Attic Man Heating and Air, and the Gonzalez Law Office. Get your tickets and details at SacktownSports.com.
Sacktown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. 49ers quarterback Trey Lance has had a successful surgery on his ankle after breaking it on Sunday in the blowout win over the Seahawks. The Bills dominate the Titans in a 41-7 win, and Jalen Hurts rushes for a pair of touchdowns in the Eagles' win over the Minnesota Vikings in a Monday night doubleheader. In baseball, ex-Giants GM Scott Harris leaves to head up the Detroit Tigers baseball ops. Those are our headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, so a couple of things to clean up before we get to Buffalo. Number one, did I just see you one finger texting? Because that is amazing. If that's like all the times you would tweet or text, Whitey's holding the phone with his left hand. I'm not trying to blow you up, and with one finger. That's
my fingers are too big otherwise.
I have fatter thumbs that you can't do that you've never been. Wow. He's holding his whole phone in his left hand, and he's kind of poking at it one at a time. And I've
fewer mistakes that way too
than I've ever seen that method. So that's number one. Number two, we were discussing, you were listening on the way, and we were discussing manners of prep. And you know what? As soon as you walked in and laid everything on, I went, oh my God, that's right. You're a legal pad guy. You're a legal pad prepper. You were a legal pad prepper back in the day here.
Sure. I think I used to type everything out at some point.
I remember. Okay. So real old school. Oh God. There was like a flatulent Godzilla on your old show back.
Sure. Flatula. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's real old school. And I swear I remember you at a desk during the 93 Rock Rise guys. Did you have a typewriter?
Yeah.
Like an actual
first. Yeah.
I have this memory of you typing like in the middle of the show bits and stuff out.
My sports updates.
Yeah. Oh, the sports updates.
Yes.
Thank you. We were just talking about that. And then
Whitey shorts.
So you would have the rundown on the computer, and then but you had a legal pad too. You had a yellow pad. Okay. Yeah. Everyone's, and then thirdly, and we'll get to the Bills, but this has been weighing on me ever since I knew you were coming back in. This has been weighing on me hard.
Yeah.
Remember when I used to work nights and you used to work mornings?
Yes.
Okay. Remember when you came into work one day and there were fingernail clippings by where you were sitting? Okay. Yeah. Remember you asked me, I said I didn't do it. I did it. That was me. I felt bad. I was so embarrassed because I'm like a Mike Bibby nail clipper, but I would always, the amount of times I would clip my nails.
Okay.
I clip them all the time. One time I forgot to clean them up.
Not a problem.
I was so appalled at myself that what did I do? I flat lied about it. I was like, oh my God.
It's all right.
It was the overnight lady.
It's okay.
I think is what I said. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to come clean and tell
All
you
good.
I
Appreciate that.
left my nail clippings at your desk, and I apologize.
Probably figured out it was you.
You
but it's
probably
fine.
knew I was lying. You
Yeah.
didn't push, and I thank you for that as well.
All good. All
Speaking
good.
of fingernail clippings, the
Woo.
Buffalo Bills. That's not a segue, but the Buffalo Bills.
The rest of the league is like their fingernail clippings.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills.
The rest
That's
of the league is dirt under their hooves.
That's why you get paid the big. Did you say Bills because of the? Did you say hooves because of Buffalo? Did you just tie that?
Yes, exactly.
That's why you get paid the money, man. The Bills are amazing, and the question now is 2-0. Okay, we can say they're the best team in the NFL because they were there last year. Like it's not like they're new and exciting.
The thing that frustrates me is that before the season started, the vast majority of people predicting who would win the Super Bowl, it's a dumb thing to do. But everyone said Buffalo's great, Buffalo. And I was like, well, that can't be true because everyone is always wrong. But so far, it looks like everyone is right. That's a long ways to go. You go back just a few years ago, teams get off to a great start. Look, a few years ago, like, the Packers. No one can beat the Packers. No one can touch the Chiefs. So you never know. But, man, they got it going on what I call both sides of the football right now.
They really do, and you do call it that. What's interesting about the Bills, well, many things, they are 1 point ahead of the Chiefs for most points scored in the league. They are 4 points behind, I guess you would say, the Buccaneers for least amount of points given up. They 72-17. That is a differential of 55 points. It's tops in the league. Yes, it's only 2 games, but they played the defending champion Rams in LA and just crushed them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know you said, and I tend to agree with you, this may very well be a year for the Titans to fall off, not just Derrick Henry, but also losing AJ, whatever the hell the receiver's name is.
Brown.
Yeah, thank you. I kept wanting to say AJ Green. I knew that was wrong. But still, it's not like they played, 2 crap teams there, and they've just absolutely, I don't know what their weakness is, other than they're the Bills. And they lose in the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and all that. If we were just looking at teams without jerseys on, and which would be weird in itself, but the
shirts
Bills
and skins.
Yeah, just shirts and skins. Why not? The Bills, from quarterback to their backfield by committee to Stephon Diggs and that defense, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think we give way too much credit to quarterbacks, but in this case, Josh Allen's incredible, especially given where he was. And originally it looked like he's a guy who had. Well, he had accuracy problems.
Yeah.
It's like if you can't throw accurate passes in the NFL, good luck. And you had, who was it? Wasn't it Ramsey said he's trash?
Jalen Ramsey, Florida State's Jalen Ramsey. Trash. Yeah.
Yeah. So to see how far he's come, on the one hand, I guess maybe that gives some 49er fans hope because a lot of people say, well, Trace had some similar issues.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he can become Josh Allen. I don't know about that. Josh Allen's incredible, and he's such a leader as well. You can see he has such command of the huddle and of the offense.
Not only drafting Josh
Allen. It's like
Allen,
you running the show.
Just perfect. Thank you. Whitey, comparing me to Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And not only the foresight to draft Josh Allen, Buffalo, but they do say that it makes you a far more accurate thrower when you have somebody to throw it to. They say that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they say that, but that's what
You
happens.
just did.
I say that.
Yeah.
Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Josh rolling to his left, looks back, throws the other way to his right. It is caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Stephon Diggs has really helped take Josh Allen, that offense, to a whole different level. And that was 17-7. It just blew out in the third quarter.
Bills have McKenzie and Kumaro lined up left side on second down. The snap to Josh. Going to throw it to Diggs. Bobbles, makes the catch into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs, the hat trick. His third touchdown for the Bills. And they are rolling now.
I don't want to be dramatic.
Okay.
Well, I'm fine with being dramatic. I don't want to be over dramatic. But I will ask you this Sunday, 10 a.m., Buffalo Bills at Miami. Is that the game of the year so far?
So far?
Mm-hmm. Miami coming off that huge comeback against the Ravens.
It's okay, sure.
Okay,
yeah. Game of the year.
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa. just the immovable force and the whatever the object thing that you can't move either is, whatever that saying is, just smashing.
Irresistible force, and immovable object.
That is all happening. Tua, Josh, all of it. And here's what Josh had to say about that second quarter. Something changed, right?
What changed midway through the second quarter for you guys?
Just trying to be smart with the football. We had some guys make some unbelievable plays. Stephon Diggs got rolling. We protected extremely well. We trusted our game plan. Our defense came up big for us. They made some stops, had some turnovers for us, gave some good field position. We played good complementary football tonight.
And you and I may think it's the game of the year coming up, but Josh Allen agreed.
We're turning our focus towards the our next opponent here. We'll celebrate this one tonight. Turn the page on tomorrow. We know we've got who we got next week, and we got to be ready for them.
That's a Bob Seger reference. And when he said "Turn the page," it's an old rock
Turn
song.
the page.
Yeah, Bob Seger. That's the right attitude, though. There they go. They're on the way to Miami, and here we go.
I don't think Miami. I like Miami, so I don't want to say this. Yeah. I don't think they have much of a chance this week. I think they're in over their heads. But that's where they're still figuring out who they are. He touched on what I think is one of the keys that we so often overlook. There's an offensive lineman crisis in the NFL these days. I think John Clayton pointed that out years ago, and I think it's still true. And the Bills have a really solid offensive line, and when you have that, you have such an advantage now over other teams.
Do you think, speaking of Miami, too, not to jump around, but we will, did you come away from that Baltimore-Miami game more impressed with Miami or more depressed at Baltimore and that defense?
Well, of those two, more impressed with Miami.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what to do with Baltimore. I really don't. On one end, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, statistically, it's rarely happened, but Baltimore looked fantastic in week 1. They looked even better in week 2. And then I don't know if whatever happened in Miami, is that the thing that's going to kickstart them into whatever? And at the end of the year, we're talking about that game, or was that fluky McFlukerton?
Yeah. They're a good team.
Yeah.
They're, I think their ceiling is maybe 10 this year. Yeah.
It's pretty good ceiling.
Yeah. But their floor is still, probably around 7. So we'll see as they figure all that out. The Ravens run the risk of being, if you will, since this is an NBA 10, of course, they run the risk of being like the Utah Jazz of the NFL, where we've already seen the best of this bunch.
Yeah.
And maybe last year they missed the playoffs.
Yep.
That was a bad loss. They've got some real talent there, obviously. Harbaugh's been there a long time. Maybe they've gotten as much out of that bunch as they're going to get.
From the 916, and don't forget, I should throw this out there, 916-339-1140. That is our text line, 1-800-920-1140, our phone line. And, of course, you can get in on the Sacktown Sports 1140 YouTube. Say hello to me. Not say hello to Whitey yet. We're still trying to get him logged in.
Sorry about that.
Not his fault.
You want me to lurk behind you?
Just walk around every once in a while, look into the camera. From the 916, Dave, why do you refuse to pronounce Tua's last name properly? Hold on. Tua Tagovailoa, right?
Tagovailoa.
Is it Tagovailoa?
That's what he says.
Really?
Yeah.
I was not doing it on purpose. I actually put a high regard on that. Thank you. Tongue, like Tua, like tongue.
Yeah.
Tagovailoa.
It's definitely tongue. I think it's Tagovailoa. Yeah. I remember he said that after, I think, one of the national championship games.
Okay, hold on. I want to get this right because now I'm hearing. Okay, so it says tag, but okay, fine.
I think both are basically acceptable.
And did you put 4 syllables at the end, Vailoa, instead of Vailoa?
I did, but I'm not sure that's right. That's why I say no. It's Tonga.
Okay, listen. I want to get to the bottom of this. The guy is an NFL player. He's a quarterback, and at some point,
he's a stud right now.
He is a stud. He was a stud in college too. We're gonna get. You know what? Maybe this will help. Let's see.
Tua out of the shotgun.
Now see, and everybody cops out and says Tua. The announcer says, "Hey, Tua drops back."
Back to throw, looking, steps up, fires.
Didn't even say his name there.
How are you?
Looking.
Huh? How are you with Giannis? Can you handle that?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
That's I can't even spell it, but
there you go.
My problem was I called last week. I called Tua tuna by accident, which was just a slip of the tongue. But Tagovailoa, we're gonna figure it out. Tagovailoa or Tagovailoa. I think it's Vailoa.
Okay,
but I was saying Tagovailoa.
Yeah,
okay,
it's okay. We knew who you meant. And I think he's heard worse.
Yeah, not doing it on purpose. So let's calm down. From the 209, not you, him. Can we get Whitey's Wonderful World of Animals? Grew up as a kid listening to the Rise Guys every morning to school. That's Justin from Stockton.
Working on it.
Along with which is better? Which has more parody, the NFL or old Rise Guys albums? There's
Parody or parody? There's a big difference.
What was the? We got a break here. What was Fright Night Theater? Right?
Yes.
Channel 58.
Yes, sir.
Tom Labree's Night Comfort Theater. That they're
Creepmeister Maximus.
We'll take a break. Whitey Gleason isn't with us. We're having an absolute blast when we get back. All right. Are the Niners better with Jimmy G? Yeah, that is extremely sports radio, and everybody talked about it yesterday. Here's the thing. We're hearing players talking about this. What? We'll talk about that next.
You ask for more 49ers coverage, and Sacktown Sports 1140 listen.
Let's go, Niner gang!
Get all the latest 49ers news and notes online at sacktownsports.com. Plus, make sure to follow us on IG at Sacktown1140 for Emil Fergoso's live post-game show following every game.
That is what we expect out of the Niner gang.
Niners win! Your home for the most 49ers coverage in Sacramento. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave from my good friend Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. Shelby, Peter, the whole team over there at RefinanceWithShelby.com, making it happen. Listen, local lenders. Local lender, a reputation to uphold. With other banks, you're just a number. Why would you possibly want to purchase or refinance from someplace in Southern California or Florida or Texas or Ohio? Why don't you try purchasing or refinancing with local folks that live amongst us, that worry about word of mouth, that know the title companies, that know the appraisers, and if you're trying to purchase, that know the realtors? So when realtors are looking at multiple offers, they say, you know what? I've worked with Shelby before a bunch of times, and I know if you got a pre-approval from him, your deal is going through. They can close a purchase loan in 17 days. That's speed on your side with a local lender. You can compete with cash offers. RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRE number 0186434.
This week on RVER, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Oh, that new doctor is drop dead gorgeous.
Oh, please, he's just another RV League educated surgeon with good hair.
No, he's different.
Nurses, we got a Class C motorhome with a detached driver's side mirror. Meet me in the OR. Stat.
Right away, doctor.
No, she's on break. I'll handle this one.
Oh, you conniving little...
When your RV really needs saving, Progressive has you covered. See if you could save with a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliate. Subject to policy terms.
Hurry into the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Save energy and save money on select major appliances, including Whirlpool energy-efficient appliances. You can also use less water with WaterSense bathroom faucets, starting at just $19.98. Plus, find other great energy-saving items throughout the store and check your eligibility for rebates in your area to save even more. Don't miss the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. Visit Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 9/28.
Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store, talking about positionless basketball. It features players who shoot well from beyond the arc, can defend multiple positions, and would thrive in a pass-happy system. The way the players rely on each other is similar to how the body works when supported by Good Feet arch supports. By supporting all four arches, the foot, knees, hips, and low back become properly aligned, so that each can do their job pain-free. If you have foot-related pain, it's time to get serious. Good Feet makes over 300 sizes, styles, and flexibilities of arch supports. So your solution is waiting. Visit Good Feet now for a free, no-obligation, personalized fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet arch supports in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto. Online, goodfeet.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
I'm surprised at how many players wait too long to have their golf clubs regripped. I'll pick up my playing partner's clubs when they're left near the green, and that's when I notice that some of the problems in their games could be attributed to worn golf grips. If yours are shiny or worn when you play, you're probably gripping the club too strongly for fear of losing it during a swing. The golf grip is your connection to the club, and fresh grips let you hold the club lightly, promoting proper swing mechanics and swing action. Many of us simply replace the grips with the same product that was on the club, but with so many different types of materials, colors, tackiness, softness, and more, you'll find plenty of sizes and colors to fit your game and your personality. Your local pro shop or club fitter can re-grip your clubs, or you can purchase a kit and do it yourself. Either way, re-gripping once a year is an inexpensive and fast way to bring a noticeable change to your game and to give your clubs that new club feel. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's fair to say that Stone Temple Pilots were smack dab in the middle of the grunge movement, even though they were not a Seattle band, much like Smashing Pumpkins was a Chicago band, but they were there too. It wasn't all Seattle. The late, great Scott Weiland and Smashing Pumpkins, Stone Temple Pilots. It's one of my favorite bits. I won't do it when you're here, but like we'll come back with Stone Temple and I'll say, Smashing Pumpkins, bring it. Somebody always calls it.
Hilarious.
It's not them. You're a huge STP guy.
When STP came out, they were voted in Rolling Stone both one of the best and worst new bands of the year. That just tells you how they're
really.
Yes.
That album was what, Core?
With,
one of the best.
Plush.
Oh, Plush.
Creep.
Sex type thing. Creep. That's the one where he's half the man he used to be, right? Cracker Man. Okay, better Plush, the original album version or the acoustic version to you?
Oh, the original, but the acoustic is a nice compliment.
See, I'm an acoustic guy, so I mean, both were huge. You know, the whole unplugged thing. Their unplugged was amazing back then when there was unplugged and it mattered. Now there's no unplugged.
Back then you had musicians that played the instruments. It was an only auto tune.
I didn't know David Stern was that. Everywhere yesterday, from Stephen A to Skip to here to wherever it was. All right, I don't want to. People were, and I said this at the beginning of yesterday's show, all day is going to be people trying to fall all over themselves, not sounding inhuman by saying that the Niners are better with Jimmy G, without trying to sound like they were happy Trey Lance got injured. And that's a debate. We carry it to this segment because Mike Silver, the great Mike Silver, your friend Mike Silver,
used to be on the station all the time.
All the time. He said, and I quote, "This is the part no one wants to say publicly, but something several players and coaches enunciated privately in the wake of Sunday's game. The 49ers are a better team right now with Garoppolo at quarterback than they were with Lance. In fact, two sources even told Mike Silver, according to Mike Silver, quote, I can't say it, but you can." First off, do you believe the 49ers right now are a better team with Jimmy?
Yes.
I agree with you.
I don't think there's any question.
No, I agree with you.
That's nothing against Trey Lance.
No. You're just talking about a guy who's was an interception away from a Super Bowl last year, was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, was a fourth quarter away from winning that Super Bowl. And some say that's because Kyle Shanahan can't coach a lead, but that's some say that.
Hold on. You mentioned it. They're like, I'm going to put that there.
Some say
I didn't put it there. Like my fingernail clippings all those years ago.
I'm still doing the research. But I don't know why I compared the Trey Lance thing, best case scenario, to body blows in boxing. That I think the Niners were hoping that, though not flashy and maybe not paying off early in the fight, that if you look at the season as a boxing match, that putting in that time with Trey Lance in the beginning would lead to a good outcome towards the end of the season, that those body blows would pay off and they get the knockout. And I know I'm stretching the analogy here, but you do feel like with Jimmy Garoppolo, they are a better team, but now all of a sudden is that ceiling lower in your opinion than with Trey Lance?
Potentially. Yeah. And we all know they were really trying to thread the needle. They were trying to, and this is so rare for a team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl. We're trying to develop this young player as we're competing for a Super Bowl. It's really rare. So the whole thing with Trey this year was they wanted to win early. You know, they had that stumble in Chicago. They wanted to win and then see him get better and better and better. So Kyle Shanahan would never say this publicly, but I think on some level, privately, I'm sure he would admit that, right now we are better with Jimmy, but we were hoping that by, halfway through the season, we'd be better than we could ever be with Jimmy if Trey continued to develop. I think the benefit, as I said earlier, for them is now at least they all know there's no more uncertainty about, okay, is Trey going to take the job? It's his job now, right? But is he really going to embrace it, or are we going to have to come back with Jimmy at some point? And now it's like Jimmy's the guy, so we're just moving ahead, at least for this year.
There are many examples we can think of quarterbacks that take over for at least decent quarterbacks through injury or Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady, obviously Colin Kaepernick, Alex Smith. But you mentioned it. The Niners are in the midst of this Super Bowl challenging team. Have you been successful at matching a historical perspective with something like this?
The only thing I could think of is, a few years ago, remember the Jets were back-to-back AFC championship game with Mark Sanchez?
Ooh, wow.
But even then, that was, they were a defensive team.
Yes,
primarily.
that was Rex
and
Ryan.
he was underperforming.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it didn't work, although it wasn't his fault. So that's the only thing I can really think of.
Okay.
Yeah, haven't there only been 2 guys, second-year quarterbacks that even got to anywhere near the Super Bowl?
Mahomes is one, and I don't remember the other one. But yeah, it's strange. And by they I mean John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan really put.
I think Roethlisberger might have.
Was it Roethlisberger? That makes sense, actually. They really put their cojones on the line here, and what you could say is an unnecessary risk. They didn't have to do that. They could have stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo. They could have signed somebody in free agency, but they traded away a lot of draft capital for this kid out of North Dakota State. A guy who now he has had 5 starts since 2019. Going into 2023, he will have had 5 starts since 2019.
Yeah,
in college. And by the way, they still may be right. The book is not closed on Trey Lance, but they're losing a year as he gets closer to free agency.
Yep.
That's a big deal. That's a huge advantage to have your starting quarterback making that little. It's obviously a tough spot for them, but the book is not closed on Trey Lance.
No, but nor is the book closed on the possibility that they overcorrected in the first place by getting him.
True.
You know, maybe the quarterback, they had a really good team and they spent a lot of capital trying to correct an issue that maybe wasn't the biggest issue with that team. We don't know yet.
I would love to have, and maybe we will ask Sean Salisbury about this in 10 minutes. A quarterback has to be good at, quarterbacking. Quarterback has to be physically good at. Yeah, I think you should put that in there. That's you can use that.
Quarterback.
Yeah, that's a verb. You can use that in your career. But I also do imagine that there is a part of a quarterback's excellence or lack of that is mental in the locker room. How much is your offensive line really going to lay out for you? Everyone's going to do their jobs, but I think a quarterback being a leader, there's that intangible there. And I do wonder with Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe he is not the quarterback that Trey Lance is arm-wise and leg-wise, but man, we had Eric Armstead on every week last year, and he would just sing the praises of Jimmy G and how that locker room would walk through fire for him. I don't know that they were ready to walk through fire for Trey Lance, and understandably so. So I think a lot of this might be mental as well. These guys are re-energized having their old leader back.
You know why they love Jimmy so much? One of the reasons he plays, I think in high school he was, in addition to being a quarterback, he was a linebacker. He plays quarterback. You don't think of him as being an overly physical guy because he's not that big.
Right.
But there are times like at the goal line Sunday when he'll, tuck it under and run. He kind of plays quarterback like a linebacker.
Yeah.
And I think, he throws the ball the wrong team on occasion.
Yeah.
But and he gets hurt, but he plays. Last year, he played through some really serious injuries and he played through that. And I think that's, guys, the rest of the team sees that. It's like, I'm following that guy.
Yeah, and maybe we need to get him to play a little less because here's a problem. He can't make it through a season.
Oh, and right now, if he doesn't make it through this season.
Here's what's honestly on the table as we speak right now. Jimmy Garoppolo goes out this Sunday or next Sunday or the Sunday after, as it is right now, and gets hurt. It's the Brock Purdy era. Mr. Irrelevant. Pick 199 or whatever it was. Mr. Irrelevant is now the quarterback of a Super Bowl contender. I'm sitting here wondering why they have not signed or promoted or done something with that quarterback backup position. Is Brock Purdy really going to be your backup?
I know what you're saying. They're going to have to get somebody. Josh Johnson. They love Josh Johnson, but he's with Denver, and I think you have to wait. There's something about if you're playing a team, you can't take a player off their practice squad. So, but I don't know that there's that guy, that caliber of guy available that you're talking about.
There's no Jimmy Garoppolo out there that they can trade something
unless for. We know who's out there. Cam's out there and Colin's out there, but that just ain't happening.
Oh my goodness.
Unfortunately.
That is the first time in my life I've ever had the idea of Cam Newton playing for the Niners in my brain right now. And I need some time.
It's really unlikely.
I mean, that's another injury just waiting to happen, right? If you sign Cam.
I don't want to do the jinxie thing, but I don't think I am doing the jinxie thing. It's a fact. Jimmy Garoppolo has a really difficult time staying on the field. And now there's 15 more games left in the regular season. And he's also coming off a major shoulder surgery. This is a guy. Oh,
and how good though, didn't he?
He did look good.
Yeah.
And I love the incentives in there too. Now he's got a no trade clause. He's got a no tag clause. And I think it's something like $325,000 now for he's got to take like over half the snaps, and then he gets a bunch more for a win. I think it doubles up to like $325,000 per win extra, plus all the other incentives. $6
Probably
million.
has Subway incentives too.
Yeah, the sandwich.
How many they sell?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because he's got that commercial going.
Yeah.
You know, he's, I believe, the 8th most liked player in the NFL, according to a study that came out a couple days ago.
Really?
Number 8. Kirk Cousins is 6. So I don't know what that tells you. Apparently, Kirk Cousins is very likable. When we come back, Sean Salisbury is going to join us. It's always interesting with Sean, and you know Sean too. Sean is not light on opinion. Sean also spent time, obviously, in the NFL as a quarterback. Sean trains quarterbacks. Very curious to hear from him how much having the locker room behind you factors into actually being on the field in itself. What he thinks of Jimmy Garoppolo. Can this guy lead them not just to a Super Bowl, but to a championship? And by the way, Whitey, before we go to break, the question we were throwing around yesterday, everybody was, I'll ask you, Jimmy Garoppolo leads the 49ers to a Super Bowl, and they win. Is he the starter next year?
I will answer that question coming up.
Look at that. That's a tease. Nate, I told you, you want to get in the business. You want to tease. You want to keep them coming back. You don't want to tune them out. That's how he's not even sitting in this. He still did the tease.
Pro's pro.
That is a pro's pro. The elder, Whitey Gleason, in with Carmichael, Dave, Nate, the whole crew, Sean Salisbury coming up next.
The start of the NFL season is upon us, and Sacktown Sports 1140 has all your coverage. Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and of course, all the NFL action every Sunday. Your home for the NFL all season long. Sacktown Sports 1140.
This is Joe Cordell. In other ads, I've talked about the weighty matters that are on the table in divorce: assets, debts, spousal support, and of course, children. But here I want to talk to you about a troublesome issue that arises early and often in the divorce process, but which attorneys, including myself, say too little about, and that's the cost of a divorce. Yet as important as this factor is, it shouldn't overwhelm the more deserving issues that are raised by divorce. But here are just a few things that Cordell & Cordell is doing to help. We have now reduced our initial deposit or retainer. Also, there's no longer a charge for initial consultations for those who retain. And finally, we now provide on the front end a maximum fee pledge for certain modification and support.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Diego Tourism Authority.
I'm Eileen Javor in the KCRA3 Weather Center. A few patches of fog, otherwise a mix of clouds and sun to start our day. Can't rule out an afternoon shower. Temperatures are going to be warming to the mid and upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
When you're happy and you know it in San Diego, there's no limit to how you can show it. Endless sunshine, coastline, and outdoor adventures inspire waves of feel-good vibes. Plan your trip today at sandiego.org. That's sandiego.org.
Hi guys, it's Andrew. Are you struggling with ED? Did you know that a major medical breakthrough has just arrived? Today, Tuesday, September 20th, we're running a one-day special you won't want to miss out on. Coastside Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. It's backed by 60 clinical studies, including from Cambridge. If you're ready to regain that spark, today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, a gift that can produce powerful results in minutes. That's worth the trip alone, guys, trust me. And today only, we're offering 6 tune-up treatments to our patients free, worth $1,000. Call today and it's all no charge. 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000. Guys, put a stop to your ED and get your love life back. Call Coastside Clinic now to qualify. This offer ends today. 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000.
Do you ever feel like some service companies just treat you like a number? Like all they really want to do is just get at your checkbook? At Bell Brothers Plumbing, Heating, and Air, we're not looking for customers. We prefer to make friends. That's why we show up on time, with clean trucks and uniforms, and with a smile on our face. We'll treat your home and property with respect and clean up after ourselves, just like you would at a friend's house. If you need us to help with anything around the house, we're more than happy to do a good deed for free. And at the end of the day, we only expect you to pay if you absolutely love our service. At Bell Brothers, we don't find customers, we make friends. And right now, our drain clearing service is just $87. Call Bell Brothers at 916-444-1234, or you can find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pi customer.
The other workers' comp insurance company, they were going to reclassify our business, and then they were going to charge me $50,000.
Meet Natalie, owner of the carpentry shop. Shocked by an unexpected bill, she knew it was time to switch her workers' comp provider. That's when she found Pi Insurance.
When we got the quote back from Pi, it was a sigh of relief. They put us in a policy where we fit.
Is your small business overpaying for workers' comp insurance? See how much you could save at trypi.com. Plus, with pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, which means no additional bill if your business grows.
I'm grateful that there's a company out there that's willing to insure us little guys because every dollar counts.
With Pi Insurance, you get pricing and coverage made for small businesses. What are you waiting for? Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote in 3 minutes at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
The flagship.
Ball game, Sacramento wins.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports 1140. The flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports. Headlines.
Well, it's either our feed or I can't hear you. I can't. Are you, when you, yep, still can't hear you. So I'm not sure if it's going out on the air or not. Can you hear yourself in your ears? Yeah, see, I can't hear you. So either, try it again. No.
I'm on air
There
now.
we go. And base on the end. You guys screwed up. All right. We were going to get a little worried if you didn't. Everybody's got to screw up, and you'd had a perfect game so far. But like Max Scherzer, we got the bullpen warming up.
Oh,
Sean
man.
Salisbury is on deck. Tell you what, don't even fade that out. I'm going to reintroduce it. Sacktown Sports 1140. Here's Nate with your brand new sports. Ooh, Nate's updates. That rhymes. Go ahead, Nate. What a loser. Sorry, go ahead, Nate.
49ers quarterback Trey Lance has had a successful surgery on his ankle after breaking it this Sunday in the blowout win over the Seahawks. The Bills dominate the Titans in Monday Night Football in a 41-7 win, and Jalen Hurts rushes for a pair of touchdowns in the Eagles' win over the Minnesota Vikings. In baseball, ex-Giants GM Scott Harris leaves to head up the Detroit Tigers baseball ops. Those are the headlines.
I'm over it. Just go hit the button.
You know, I'm Nate Littlefield. Sometimes I forget to pod my mic up.
Go Aggies.
Okay,
go. Easy day. It's right there, baby.
Stingers down.
Hey, Sacktown Sports 1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's.
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports 1140.
All right, Nate's got pie plates going everywhere. His first big boy fill-in for Jay Mars, who is out today. He will be back tomorrow. Jason Ross out yesterday and tomorrow. The broadcast meetings in New York, which is really a farce. It's a paid junket for these people to go out and eat and be silly. In with us, and the text line from the 209, do my ears deceive me? Whitey Gleason of 93 Rock, the Rise Guys on 1140, Bay Area, etc., is on the air with Carmichael Dave. Good to hear you, buddy. And that's from CD, not Carmichael Dave, but
Thank you.
in Lodi.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
How
Carmichael
about that?
Dave. Yeah.
It's great to have you here, seriously, for real. And I am very happy. As I just said, the hours are flying by. Sean Salisbury is going to join us momentarily. Whitey, I'm going to go see Roger Waters tonight. We were just talking about
Really?
Yeah, it was a last minute thing. Somebody offered me tickets.
I don't even know where he's playing.
Golden One Center.
Golden One Center.
Yeah, I've never seen Pink Floyd. I've never seen it. I'm a little excited. Roger Waters is on line one. Oh my God! Oh no, Sean. Okay. Well, even better. Even better. Do you have the thingy for the thing to play for the thing, or no? We have a. Oh wow.
USC legend, Grey Cup champion, NFL quarterback, and BattleBots host.
Yes,
Here's Sean Salisbury.
I don't like the because it sounds. I feel like that sounds disrespectful. And as Sean and Jason talked last week, the BattleBots thing was dope, and he still gets that all the time, each week. Sean joins us because he's such a fun guy. Sean, Whitey Gleason sitting in with me this morning. You know me. I'm Dave. Good morning, pal. How are you?
Good to talk to both of you guys, man. I appreciate you having me on as always, my man.
Well, we got a lot to talk about, Sean, and obviously we're in Northern California. You're very familiar with this market, so I'll take the first and the easiest question. Things are leaking out that the players, some of the players at least, according to Mike Silver, think that the Niners are better right now with Jimmy Garoppolo than with Trey Lance. My question for you is a little more nuanced, though.
Well, I agree with those players, by the way.
Yeah, and I
right now, today, right now, yeah.
I think we all. I think most of us side there. I want to ask you though. Forget the talent, the arm, the legs, and all the physical things. You were in the NFL locker rooms. You were under center. You train quarterbacks. You and I both know this team is willing to walk through fire for Jimmy Garoppolo. Trey Lance had not earned that yet. How much does that actually factor in on the field, the love for the quarterback in the locker room?
Oh, I think it matters, and I don't think that means that they didn't like or respect or love Trey Lance, but it's just, you got a few more skins in the game and elbow grease into it if you're Jimmy or anybody else. Now, I don't care how, I'll put it this way. You can have all the time and the experience you've been there, but if you don't make plays, you'll lose a team's respect, or if you're not willing to go and fight for a team, you'll lose those players' respect. But we know Jimmy's Allen has been a good teammate. Trey Lance is just still learning, and what a horrible way to end his season. Nobody wants that, of course. But that's why you get the best insurance policy in the league in Jimmy Garoppolo. So, when you've been in it and been to battle with those guys before, there's this sense of loyalty, not disloyalty to one, just a little bit more loyalty to the other, like the heavyweight who's been knocked around before but keeps coming back and say, I can ride with him while the other guy's learning this. So I think they like them both, but this doesn't surprise me that players feel this way. And because the fact of the matter is, guys, unlike on a college campus or in high school, when you're going out there and you're competing and one guy beats the other out and the other guy, now they transfer, but you get beat out and you battle. In this case, Trey Lance didn't beat Jimmy Garoppolo out. Trey Lance was handed a job, and I understand why. They felt like he could break through a ceiling, that Jimmy could get him to a certain place, but with Trey's legs and his arm and all the assets we gave up to get him, that he was going to get us was Trey Lance to another level, that they may have seen their max with Jimmy, whether we believe that or not. So with that, I get why they did it, but he didn't beat him out in training camp. He didn't beat him out by performance on the field. The dude's been to 2 NFC championship games and a Super Bowl in 3 years. That doesn't mean that Trey Lance not going to be a star in the league. For this team with these veterans and the talent on this roster and the accuracy of the ball coming out of his hands and a quicker decision maker because he's seen more of it, and that's the way it should be because that's the nature of the game. See more, you know more. At least you should. Jimmy Garoppolo, and I agree if those talk is true, gives them a better chance to win. Depth got worse at the quarterback position because you lose Trey Lance. The football team did not get worse with the starting quarterback yesterday. They got better.
Sean, I thought last year, originally Jimmy was a starter, but they had Trey packages, so there was some confusion there as far as, who's going to be the quarterback? And then at one point, I think when they were 3-5, Kyle said, all right, look, Jimmy's the guy now. And the team benefited from that, just knowing, all right, it was settled. So, yeah, to your point, obviously we know there's no way anybody on that team wants Trey injured. But now you don't have Trey starting with Jimmy over his shoulder. You know who the guy is. So to what extent does a team benefit just from that going forward?
Well, I've always believed that plan your work and work your plan, and roles defined, whether it's on a radio show, whether it's in a major corporation, a restaurant, in the back of the kitchen. You got to define roles. It's like in Michigan this year, guys. Michigan's a good program, right? College football. They've been good. Last year, got where they want to go. J.J. McCarthy, Cade McNamara. Your best chance to win is with J.J. McCarthy. Well, you got to where you want to go. You had to decide who your guy's going with when things matter and it's that time and you need that guy. Same thing in San Francisco. Not that we couldn't see him get there, meaning Trey Lance, but Jimmy's been there. And it's defined, like a lineup card in baseball. If you're in the 3-hole, you're in when Trout and Ohtani come to work, they know exactly where they're hitting, and they're doing it every day unless it's a planned day off. With this, you know who your guy is. You know where he's going to be no matter what the performance, no matter what. You weren't sure about that with Trey. 3 years from now, he may be in the Pro Bowl. Right now, Jimmy's the guy. They know it. You go to battle, you get healthy. I think they've closed the gap. I'm not even sure the Rams are better than the 49ers. But now you've got a little bit more urgency with the ball coming out and the craziness about saying, well, why did Kyle have Trey run? That's why you drafted Trey Lance, to run and throw. You wanted his expansion of the pocket and his ability to do stuff Jimmy can't do. Now watch and let's see what happens. If Jimmy takes 4 sacks, you know what everybody's going to say? Why isn't Kyle moving the pocket? Why is Jimmy running play action bootleg? Why aren't we RPOing and getting Jimmy on the edge? So you want what you don't have, but what they have now is a guy who just from seeing it has more experience under fire. Now for Jimmy, when it gets to that point in a playoff game or whenever that is that you know he's going to be the guy, as long as he's not hurt all year long, that Jimmy's got to make that throw that you're supposed to make in an NFC championship game or if it gets to the point in the Super Bowl.
I hate Sean Salisbury. I just said I hate Sean Salisbury if you read the script. I hate, as Sean Salisbury joins us, that we only have 30 seconds now left. So I'll make this quick, but I have to ask you about your Raiders. Sean, quite simply, we know that was a horrible loss. Josh McDaniels is now 11-19 all time. Is it fair to start raising eyebrows at him already?
Yeah, well, of course. Well, we're going to whether it's fair or not.
Yeah.
We're in the wrong world, in the wrong league for worrying about fair. Hell, look at Trey Lance even before he was hurt. 3 starts, and we're wondering, what are we going to do? Slow our roll. Now, Josh is trying to get his guys in, change the culture. The question is he still trying to be Belichick like he was in Denver, or is he going to do some things different, be the inspire and trust guy, not the command and control leader? The bottom line is, while he's calling plays, this team does not know how to close right now. Quarterback's got to play better. Devontae Adams needs to touch the ball far more. So whatever it is on the field that they're doing, and they got to draft better, but right now that's not the concern. The concern is playing. I cannot believe what they did last week, and it's becoming too common in a Raider organization. So, yeah, eyebrows are going to be raised. You're there to change the culture and to change the atmosphere. And Josh McDaniels, that's why you make all that money. He's got to do it, but it also comes down to if you don't execute it, you got no shot. Players win championships, coaches escorted along the way.
He's the best in the business, and that's why he's killing it in Houston and all over the country, checking in on sports radio stations. And none more fun, of course, than our visits each and every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Sean, as always, appreciate you, brother. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you both. Thanks, guys.
Take care. That is Sean Salisbury. And, you never have to worry about with Sean. I swear to God, I think he does 30 radio shows a day, it seems, plus his own 4-hour show in Houston. I don't know where he gets his energy from. But my guess is it's probably from my friends at American Energy, who right now have a $2,500 off HVAC thing going on. Yes, that's right. A $2,500 off HVAC thing. I don't think that's their terminology, but it's mine. Bottom line, air conditioner, heater, get a new one right now, $2,500 in your pocket. 0% financing. Payment plan options available. Oh, my goodness gracious. And it expires at the end of the month. They extended it. Remember, it expired in August, and they had such a great response. They've extended it for you. Maybe we're getting to the end of the air conditioning needs, but we're just getting into the heating needs as well. They're local. A+, Better Business Bureau. Been doing this since 1981. That's like 20 years, guys. It's a lot of time, right? And we support local business. So go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Or call them at 916. You see that? 916. Not some 800 number. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Hey, we got a lot to get to. And what Sean said about the Niners. We got an NFL player slapped. We're going to update you on that scary injury in the Buffalo game yesterday as well. And hey, looks like Cole Beasley's getting a shot. We'll fill you in on that next. Let's see what I did.
Sacktown Sports 1140 is your home of the Las Vegas Raiders for the 2022 NFL season. Tune your dial to 1140 for all Raiders games. Plus, you can listen online at sacktownsports.com and on the Sacktown Sports 1140 app. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
There's a story I want to get out of the way, and it's probably I'm biased because we're sports fans, and sometimes I don't know if you ever catch a kid in junior high or high school or whatever, you read a story on him. Bryce Harper was on the front cover of Sports Illustrated at 16, and you just kind of subconsciously follow them. I remember seeing highlights of Emily Bates when he was like 14 years old. This was going to be the number one pick in the draft. I think last year would have been his first year of eligibility. You saw, or I saw him and many others did as a young teenager getting close to committing to college, in which he committed to Michigan State. And it was just like, man, this is the next guy. There's LeBron's, the Kevin Durant's of the world, whatever. Emily Bates, even the name just sounds like a star. He goes to Michigan State. Didn't work out there. Excuse me, Michigan State, Memphis. I apologize. Transfers to Eastern Michigan, where he's at right now. And again, this is a kid that is falling into tough times. He was arrested Sunday night about 2 miles from campus in Michigan after sheriff's deputies discovered a firearm in the vehicle he was driving. He was charged with carrying a concealed weapon and altering ID marks on the firearm, arraigned yesterday. 6'9", small forward, average just under 10 points and over 3 boards last year with Memphis, and that was with Penny Hardaway. I don't know. I've just always been a fan of this kid, and your heart goes out for that. And hopefully, all the talent in the world, he can turn it around. But with this one and done deal, this is a big deal now coming up in the NBA negotiations, and we're going to talk Kings specifically in about 10 minutes. I do think that NBA players should be able to enter the NBA whenever they get drafted.
So it's going to be 18 now, right?
I think it's going to be 18, which I hate. I think if you want to draft a player at 13, you should be able to draft a player at 13. But it's going to be, I think, 18 if they get that right, or if they get that settled. But it's still, we forget these are kids, and they're not. There's no, for every I don't know what Kobe Bryant's, obviously the obvious example, but LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, whatever. There's I don't know if Jonathan Bender, Eddie Curry, you go back to when they had that huge influx of high school players, and it doesn't always work out. So these are kids, man.
Yeah, there's only so much the league can do too.
Yeah. You're exactly right. There's only so much the league can do to protect owners from themselves.
Yeah. And players from themselves.
From themselves too.
Yeah. We don't call them owners anymore.
Governors.
I
apologize.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. The police are investigating the Raider fan who allegedly, I saw the video. Do we have to say allegedly? He slapped Kyler Murray in the face, open hand. It was obvious. Murray was high-fiving fans in the front row after winning that game in overtime. Yeah, you could question going in the front row on the road after a last second.
You question.
It's one of those things where you have to, everything's context, because somebody's driving around right now that wasn't listening before. It's like, oh, so it's okay to slap? No, I hope this guy gets 30 years in prison. It's not. And yeah, you should be able to high-five fans without worrying about being slapped. I'm simply saying the world is stupid and people are stupid. And I worry when I see that stuff. And I worried about Kyler Murray. Apparently they're going to find this guy, or they already have. There's video of him. And you mentioned Malice on the Palace earlier. It's just, you pay your money. Go have your beers. Do it. People they're stupid.
Yeah, it's beyond stupid. People, and we all love sports. To some people, I think there are a lot of people who love their teams and their favorite players more than they love their own family.
Mm-hmm.
So when their teams lose, and we know as good fans, it sucks. Especially, the toughest losses are when you think your team has won the game. And, the Raiders game was one of those. You think we've won, and then you lose. It's tough. And you got somebody who's, looking at the whole thing kind of askew. And you get these dangerous situations. But Kyler Murray, if he's over there high-fiving Cardinal fans, why not? But I don't know the particulars.
I worry.
But this is, leagues have to be really concerned about this because of what it could lead to.
Were you saying that like a bad thing if you love a team more than your family? Because the Kings,
to me, it's not ideal.
It's close for me with the Kings, but in both cases, I get so little out of either one.
But you're able to conceal it.
That is true. I'm able to hide it.
Yeah.
We told you Cole Beasley was getting a shot. Not that kind.
That's so funny, David.
Because he didn't.
You've gotten funny.
I did. And yeah, he's gonna be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. A lot of injuries over there, and hey, there's Tom Brady. And Cole Beasley, talented receiver. I mean, he played for the Bills last year and heading over to Tampa Bay. Now, better weather, Whitey, in Tampa Bay than Buffalo, I hear.
I'm on record as saying Brady will not make it through the season, that he will retire before the season ends. And right now, that's not looking like such a wise
you and I
prognostication. Really?
You and I agree. We had this conversation, Jay and I did last week. I said, well, maybe I didn't say it as forcefully as you, but I said on the table 100% is Tom Brady retiring in the middle of this season. Do not underestimate the power of the angry wife.
Speaking of loving your team more than your family.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's just, and it's the supermodel wife, your children that are getting older, and happy wife, happy life. There's a reason. First off, nothing rhymes with husband. Secondly, yeah, you end up, and there's reports they're living separately now. But it's not the same as if you and I were living separately from our wives. That's like separately as in they're in different wings, or she has the, Martha's Vineyard. I don't know. Yeah. There was a real scary moment in yesterday's game, and it's always the worst thing when you
right
watch
at the start of the game, right?
Yeah, it was the Dane Jackson, cornerback for the Bills, first let's get the good news out of the way. He was released from the hospital following a neck injury. Team said he suffered no major injury to his neck or spinal cord. He was taken off the field in an ambulance, got a CAT scan and x-ray at the hospital, is going to have further evaluation today. Tremaine Edmonds inadvertently made contact with the head neck area while trying to assist in tackling Treylon Burks, and you saw the next fly back. It was weird because it was scary, but I remember when it happened, watching it live, I remember Jackson, he went to the ground and he was like doing the thing where like you kind of pound the ground because you're in a lot of pain. And I remember the first thing I thought, I saw it happen. I saw his neck go back and I went, oh my, you get that scary feeling. And then when I saw him like rolling around and pounding the ground, I actually felt relieved because I'm like, okay, he's first thing you think about is paralyzed. He's moving, but then they shut everything down. And that's the way it should be. Don't take any chances. Don't walk it off. Get him in the air cast, the neck brace, and get him off to the hospital.
Yeah, because you never know. Any damage to that area, you just want to make sure you don't make it any worse. You just never know. And it's a violent game, as you know, David.
His teammates who accidentally hit him said, and I quote, definitely, I don't know why this quote caught me weird, and I get it. I'm not making fun of Tremaine Edmonds. He must have felt horrible. But he said, definitely a tough play. Just kind of saw the receiver still up, just trying to finish the play. And then he said, a situation that obviously I didn't do intentionally. I would never try to do something like that to my teammate. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I wanted to hug him and say, Tremaine, no.
Yeah.
Buddy, nobody thinks you did that intentionally, dude. It's okay.
Right.
My God, I felt like I wanted to hug him. Like, geez, you trust me when I say not one person thought you intentionally did that to your teammate. It's okay. And my goodness, he must have felt horrible. Then there's something as we hit the break here. I don't know, Whitey. There's something I really enjoy specifically about football. I hate the injuries. I hate the scary moments. I don't know what it is, but when the player is being carted off or ambulanced off or whatever, and it's this terrible, terrible moment, there's always a part in my heart that when I see both teams gathered around and praying, and then touching the person that's leaving, it takes you out of the football and into the humanity of the whole thing. And it's always a cool thing. Thank goodness everyone is okay. And honestly, I hope you're okay coming up on fall. And then winter, and the next thing you know, hey, it's winter outdoor season. There's the camping and the fishing. Does anybody camp? I don't know what I'm talking about. Bottom line is this: do you have a truck? Yeah. Okay. Well, do you have a new truck? Probably not. My friends at Hoblet have something for you. How about all the deals that they have going on? Chad Hoblet, I tell him all the time, dude. how do you even make money? And you know what he tells me? He says, shut up and do the read. I say, okay, Chad, fine. I'll tell everybody about the true pricing policy, where the price you see is the price you pay. No add-ons, no hidden fees, none of that stuff. One of the largest selections of new Ram trucks in California. Did you know Hoblet, the number one HD Ram truck dealer in California? Or let the customers tell the story. Go to Google, go to Yelp. My goodness gracious. They can say whatever they want. They can say, Hoblet stinks. I'll never go there. Read the reviews. There's a reason why they're 5 minutes from the airport. They're in Woodland, which is closer than you think. There's a reason why they're so big. Because people keep going back there. Because fathers and mothers and sons and daughters and grandkids, they're a family thing. They care about you after you drive off. Trust me when I say that. Don't trust me. Stop by yourself. Go see Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. See their full selection with their true prices at hobletdodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period. Okay, listen, less than 2 weeks away from Kings basketball. That's Whitey Gleason. We're going to be talking Kings and the hype, just the hype. Coming up next.
Live and past broadcasts of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and Cattles and Rami. Interviews, podcasts, and more. They all live on the Sacktown Sports 1140 app. Download the app now in the App Store and Google Play.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
Are you in the need of a loan? Well, Safe Credit Union is here to help. A home equity line of credit can help by using the equity in your home to finish projects or consolidate debt. How about looking for a new or used car? We'll get pre-approved for a safe auto loan to determine how much you can comfortably afford before you shop. Safe Credit Union is here to partner with you on your next loan. They offer flexible terms, fast processing, and excellent service from their financing experts. Safe Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Are pro football scores your thing? Well, Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram's big guy, Vince Bloom, and Sacktown Sports will pick 5 games to compare. Win a weekly Twin Peaks gift card and a chance at $50,000. Football toss not at Lasher, but now at the Hard Rock Casino at season's end. Visit Sacktown Sports website for details.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Right now, get a special BOGO offer from Bosch. Buy a select Bosch 18-volt Bear tool, get a battery free. Shop savings on all of our top pro items. Plus, MVPs earn up to 3 times bonus points on select products. Join today and redeem points for products designed to level up your business. Don't miss MVP's bonus days, happening now at Lowe's. Pricing and offers subject to change at any time. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 9/23.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. You know, it's amazing how the housing market has shifted so quickly over the last few months, and having the right mortgage company on your side is crucial in this ever-changing market. We've got just that lender. Of course, it's my guy Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. You can check him out at refinancewithshelby.com. Shelby's team, well known in the real estate market, from real estate agents, title companies, appraisal companies. That makes all the difference. United Wholesale Lending will even get your offer fully underwritten and approved up front so you can compete with the cash offers. They're local, fast, and competitive. Even with rates rising slightly from their record lows, there's been an increase in inventory. The market is shifting from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Buyers now have the opportunity to shop for the home that's right for them instead of settling for what was available. The team at United Wholesale Lending can pre-approve you over the phone in under 15 minutes without even running your credit. Refinancewithshelby.com. That's refinancewithshelby.com. NMLS number 279051, BRE number 01864354.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross Show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
Sacktown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. My microphone is on this time, and these are your Sacktown Sports headlines. The Bills dominate the Titans in a 41-7 win, with Jalen Hurts rushing for a pair of TDs, and the Eagles win over the Minnesota Vikings on a rare Monday night doubleheader. 49ers quarterback had a successful surgery on his ankle after breaking it this last Sunday in the blowout win over the Seahawks. And in baseball, ex-Giants GM Scott Harris leaves to head up the Detroit Tigers baseball ops. those are the headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. The only local sports show in the morning on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Welcome back. Less than 2 weeks from today, Kings basketball.
Yes.
Kings Lakers. This time, it's not for real. It's preseason. It's not for real, but it's kind of real. October 3rd. Whitey, you, as usual, give amazing perspectives, and I thought you did because we've talked about this, about all the hype. There's a buzz building. The Kings of buzz. And I'm so jaded. And people,
I heard you yesterday.
I just get out of here with the buzz. I don't care. But you said something that really, really was smart. It's not that usually the buzz comes from within.
Yes.
Like I call it the Harry Giles buzz, where you people on the team are saying Harry Giles might be the best guy on the floor, and then fans hop on it and poor Harry. But this is coming from outside. This is coming from other journalists, national journalists.
Mm-hmm.
They usually poop on us.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a little different.
There are genuine reasons to be optimistic. The thing that's most interesting to me is, the Kings, since they've had current ownership, they've in many ways tried to emulate the Warriors, right? Get that guy that was on the Warriors.
Sure.
This coach was on the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think the one thing they failed to recognize about the Warriors and failed to try to emulate is that culture, which is based on, and you said it earlier, defense.
Yes.
As great as the Warriors are at shooting the basketball, unprecedented three-point shooting, we know that. But their championships were built on defense.
Yes.
They were a great defensive team, and still they were last year. And that's where the Kings have been so sorely lacking. And when you have a team that can't guard anybody,
right,
but you want to push tempo, and in addition to that, you can't guard anybody, you're pushing tempo and you turn the ball over, it's a recipe for getting your head caved in every night. So at least now it appears that the front office, the Kings as an organization, are recognizing we're going to have to build whatever we're doing on a foundation of defense. Not easy to do. I'm not sure Sabonis and Fox, how good can they be defensively?
Right.
I don't know. But at least again, and it's a painstaking process for this franchise for whatever reason, I think they're at least approaching the right track if they're not in fact on it.
I think they're on the right track. I completely agree with you. But you also said it in the beginning. They're playing defense. You have 40% of your starting lineup and your two all-stars. Neither of them are plus defenders. And neither of them are three-point shooters. I'm talking about Fox and Sabonis. They're both capable of doing both at times. That's not who they are. And so you're talking about your two biggest stars that are not plus three-point shooters or defenders. You're already behind the eight ball there. And you talk about the Warriors. I always find this incredibly interesting. As if that's the case, and they want to look at all the Warrior comparisons, then we're getting pretty close to. I keep coming back as I land this plane, Whitey. I keep coming back to the idea. I can't shake the idea that De'Aaron Fox is Monte Ellis in my head, and people get really angry when I say that, but when you look at them at 24 years old, Monte Ellis actually averaged 2 more points than De'Aaron. He averaged 1 more full steal, same blocks, same exact assists, a 10th of a rebound off.
See, now as you say that, I understand where you're going. I don't know if you have everything up there. Shot attempts per, field goals per 36, 48. I would think Monte is more of a he liked to shoot. He's a really good player. He's pretty fearless.
If you go per 36, and I agree with you. That's why this really surprised me. Monte Ellis per 36, 19.1 field goals attempted. De'Aaron Fox per 36, 18.9 field goals attempted.
Okay.
It is ridiculous how similar in their 24 age year, how exactly the same they are. And when you look at both of them as well, and again, nothing's ever perfect, but when you try to put things in historical context, you remember this too. Now, Monte Ellis was in his 7th season with Golden State when he got traded. De'Aaron Fox is going into, I believe, his 6th season with Sacramento. Warrior fans were fiercely protective of Monte Ellis.
Oh, yeah.
That was all they had. And he was loyal to them. And you may remember my favorite NBA clip is the retirement ceremony of Chris Mullin when Joe Lacob, the brand new owner who just gotten the team from Chris Cohan, goes out. It was right after the Ellis trade for Andrew Bogut, and he gets booed off the floor.
Weren't the Warriors here, by the way, when that trade went down?
Yes, they were. That's a great memory. They 100% were.
Yeah.
Lacob gets booed off the floor. Rick Barry has to come on and say, guys, come on, show some class. What's wrong with you? He's doing his best.
This is a man I've known for some time.
Right, for like a week. I'm not saying Fox is going to go the same way, but I feel like this is a make or break year for him with Sacramento. I really, really do.
Yeah. Another thing, more background on that.
Sure.
The fans going crazy during that retirement ceremony. The Warriors had announced recently at that time that they were also leaving Oakland. So that was part of it too.
That was part of it.
You know,
you're right.
It's like they're leaving Oakland, traded Monte. Who are these guys? Who are these owners? And of course, they've proven they know what they're doing. I'm with you on De'Aaron Fox. To me, one of the reasons he takes so many shots, you watch him play, it's like he has no faith in the guys around him.
And nor should he.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. And Monte's more like, I'm the guy, give me the ball. And Fox at times like, if I don't do it, no one's doing it.
Yeah.
So, he does have better defenders around him, and he has the wherewithal to play defense. I think he has the tools to play defense to be a better defender.
There was a stat out there.
Mitchell can guard people. We know that.
Oh, 100%. Well, and that's the thing. The question that this is a question go back to last year. And again, this also makes people angry, and I don't want to do it. But the question,
let's make people angry.
Well, you got a max player in De'Aaron Fox, and this is why it is all on him this year. No pressure, but you're a max guy. There's going to be pressure, and the question there is: are the Kings better with De'Aaron Fox at the point, or are they better with trading De'Aaron Fox and having Davion Mitchell at the point, plus what they get back for De'Aaron Fox? And I promise you, if De'Aaron comes out of the box this year like he did last year, which was horrible, he came out of the box terrible. Starts to turn it around, then he gets the ankle injury. He's out for weeks with the ankle injury, comes back the day after Tyrese Halliburton's traded, and just goes on a ballistic tear after that. The whole thing was weird last year with him. This is on him so much. It's on his shoulders. He has the best team surrounding him he's ever had. I think this is when we find out if De'Aaron Fox is going to be a long-term King, or they've got to move and turn the page on him.
On the one hand, I think he's hard to trade. We saw that last year, right? That's one reason they traded Halliburton.
Yes.
Just the market for Fox wasn't what they hoped it would be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, because teams look at all the things you're talking about. That said, I think if De'Aaron Fox this year can buy in defensively and really work on that aspect of his game, if he can learn to trust, like, okay, these guys are all right. Yeah. And I think we saw that later in the year.
Yep.
He played better. I think he trusts Sabonis. He feels like this is a pretty good player. So I think there's every chance we see the best Fox we've seen to this point. But I think you're right. This team's going to continue down that path that we agree they're finally on the right path. A lot of that hinges on De'Aaron Fox and how well he plays this year.
Despite the fact that they got Domantas Sabonis, I still feel like this is De'Aaron Fox's team, if for no other reason, because he's, along with being half of their two best players, he's also been here the longest. For me, a huge key, and I'd love to know how this works behind the scenes. Mike Brown's got to come out and say, I'm a defense guy. And the guys are going to start are going to be the guys that play defense. And he has to have the leash from Monty McNair, and let's be honest, from Vivek Ranadive. I'm not saying the Kings should start the year with Fox on the bench and Davion Mitchell starting. I would love to know, though, that Mike Brown has not only the leash to do it, but the willingness to say, De'Aaron, you've got to play defense at this level, and if I don't see it, I will give Davion those minutes, because you said it. De'Aaron Fox is a plus defender when he's engaged.
You don't want to play them both at the same time?
I think you can in spots.
I know that's something that people have been banging around quite a bit this offseason.
I think you can in spots. I think you can depending on matchups. But no, I don't think a 6 foot and a 6'4" backcourt bodes well long-term, especially defensively, especially when you don't have a Gobert type guy behind you to help with the turnstile. It's going to be Brown's problem. Listen, I don't have a stat in front of me. I wish I did, because it was a great one. It was something.
You got all your Monte Ellis stats. Just read some of those.
So there's a stat where when De'Aaron Fox is guarding players in the top 35 in scoring in the NBA, it's like his defensive rating is almost double how good it is when he's not. He gets fired up for the good matchups, and you've seen it. You've seen him lock people down before. Maybe if he were sitting here, Whitey, he'd say, guys, I hear you. but I've had such little to work with around me that I don't have the energy to do it on both sides. I don't know. I don't know that, but that's kind of a valid excuse. I don't know if he has that one this year.
I think they're set up for him to have every chance to be the best player he's been. As far as Mike Brown, it's really interesting, isn't it? He's a defensive guy, right?
Yes.
How do we know that? Well, he was a defensive coach at Golden State. He inherited a really good defensive team there.
Right.
And he inherited Ron Adams' system and so it's not like he went in there and built that.
Oh, there's
defense.
Draymond Green's there too.
Yeah.
It's funny because when Michael Malone was here, he got fired in part because he didn't know how to run an offense and he was a defense guy. And then magically he goes to Denver and they're always in the top 5 in offense and they have that Jokic guy.
Yeah.
Funny how players define what kind of a coach a coach is.
Right. I think there are more questions about Mike Brown as a great guy and a wonderful coach, but I still think there are more questions about him as a coach than you'd think there would be.
I 1,000,000,000% agree. We will take a break. We will recap a number of our stories from why it's already what are you doing? It's already flying by. We're almost out of time. I don't like it. Nate's gonna look up some celebrity birthdays. Probably nobody told him to do that, but during the break he's gonna do that, and we're gonna guess those. And I'm sure we stole that segment in some way through the years from you. I think we actually did. Yeah. We're gonna do celebrity birthdays. We have news and notes and so much more. Don't go away. Whitey Gleason in studio, and this break is 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Hey, we're right back.
Sacktown Sports 1140 is broadcasting live on YouTube.
To me, it's a must watch.
Check out the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and the Cattles and Rami Show. Plus, get exclusive content. Search Sacktown Sports 1140 on YouTube.
Hi guys, it's Andrew. Are you struggling with ED? Did you know that a major medical breakthrough has just arrived? Today, Tuesday, September 20th, we're running a one-day special you won't want to miss out on. Coastside Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. It's backed by 60 clinical studies, including from Cambridge. If you're ready to regain that spark, today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, a gift that can produce powerful results in minutes. That's worth the trip alone, guys, trust me. And today only, we're offering 6 tune-up treatments to our patients free, worth $1,000. Call today and it's all no charge. 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000. Guys, put a stop to your ED and get your love life back. Call Coastside Clinic now to qualify. This offer ends today. 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000.
Are you ready, Kings fans? We're counting down the days to Sacramento Kings opening night. The season tips off at Golden One Center on October 19th when the Kings take on the Portland Trailblazers.
Stop the bucket.
Don't miss your chance to see the action live as Fox, Sabonis, and rookie Keegan Murray take the court.
Murray, yes! A Murray miracle!
Plus, all fans will get a free commemorative shirt courtesy of Kaiser Permanente. Get your tickets for opening night now at kings.com/tickets.
Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store talking about positionless basketball. It features players who shoot well from beyond the arc, can defend multiple positions, and would thrive in a pass-happy system. The way the players rely on each other is similar to how the body works when supported by Good Feet arch supports. By supporting all 4 arches, the foot, knees, hips, and low back become properly aligned, so that each can do their job pain-free. If you have foot-related pain, it's time to get serious. Good Feet makes over 300 sizes, styles, and flexibilities of arch supports. So your solution is waiting. Visit Good Feet now for a free, no-obligation, personalized fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet arch supports. In Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto online. Goodfeet.com.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. If you're a small business owner, listen up. Pi Insurance wants to give you one of those aha moments, the kind that could save you money. Workers' comp is probably one of the biggest costs you face. But did you know that insurance providers have flexibility in setting their prices? That's right, but many don't bother giving small businesses the savings you deserve. Instead, you can get lumped in with other businesses and overcharged. Pi Insurance was created to change that. With Pi, you get a quote tailored specifically to your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle and no hidden fees. And with helpful representatives just a call away, it's easy to understand why Pi is rated excellent by customers on Trustpilot. Take 3 minutes to see how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or go to trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
It's true, the best new cars make the best used cars. That's why you'll always find a great selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Trade up to a car you'll love. We have a great selection of one-owner, low-mile vehicles you can drive home today. When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, believing in a better customer experience since 1981. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
What's hot?
All right, you ready for some hot?
Girl, I'm so ready for hot.
All right, we got another. I guess I almost said Hawaiian, but I don't think.
No.
Whatever. We'll get past it.
Okay.
Talanoa Hufanga leads all safeties in run blocks, passes broken up, and he's also the second highest PFF graded safety behind Minka Fitzpatrick.
That's pretty good. That's a
Yeah.
49er guy. Yeah, good for him. Who's not hot?
It's our guy Kirk Cousins.
Our guy.
He officially moves to 2-10 on Monday Night Football.
2-10.
I always said that's not really a thing. I always said, it's just kind of a fluke, but now it's like 2-10. Yeah, there's something there. I think he's a really gifted passer, but I think he's just odd enough where he's just not the leader of men, perhaps you want your quarterback to be.
6th most popular player in the NFL, according to a recent stat that came out.
I think that's like, I don't know, what's the word? Wrong?
News and notes and fun and all that stuff starts right now.
Stand by on this frequency. It's time for the news of the day.
Thank you for ruining the show and dropping a steamer on my journalistic integrity.
Today's important headlines, intelligent analysis, hard-hitting interviews. Yeah, this is none of those things. Here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Oh my God, I love those guys.
All right, just a couple of newses and notes before we get to what the national day of today is and all the other fun stuff. It's tough to bring this up now, but I think we can all be adults in the room and acknowledge and separate art and artist. This day in 1984, The Cosby Show made its debut on NBC, and even pushing Bill aside, Malcolm Jamal Warner and Felicia Rashad and Lisa Bonet. Whitey, we talked about baseball and generations. For me, Cosby Show, Family Ties, Cheers, Night Court, LA Law is still the greatest 3-hour block of television I've ever seen in my life. Agree or disagree? Go.
Which three? You said Cheers.
So you got Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Family Ties. You were texting. Cosby Show, Family Ties. Cheers, Night Court, LA Law.
No.
What would possibly beat that? Oh, let's go. Now we're yelling.
By the way, I was about probably 9 or 10, and my parents went up to, with my brothers, we went up to Tahoe to see a show that they wanted to see. And I think we had school the next day. We had to drive back in the middle of the night. And it was Ray Charles opening for Bill Cosby.
Wait, hold on. Ray was opening?
He was the first. He was like the musical act. Yeah. And I think I was about 10 and had no idea. So I remember some of the jokes, like years later, I'd go, oh, I get it. But yeah, it was Ray Charles and Bill Cosby.
Opening.
Yeah.
The great Ray. I have a Ray Charles story. I can't. Let me tell you Ray Charles. Not personally. One that, hey, name dropping here. Hold on. One that Sugar Ray Leonard told at a celebrity golf tournament a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
About his meeting with Ray Charles, who he was named after, by the way. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Nice.
Do you remember the show Sanford and Son? You remember Brady on that show?
Yes.
Okay. So Grady. Yeah. Okay. So the gentleman who played Grady, Tom Brady's now older than he was on Sanford and Son.
So Tom Brady's older than Grady was?
On Sanford and
So
Son.
Tom Grady?
Is that what we're going to start calling him now?
Well, I just got done last week saying this really tripped me out. The youngest member of Friends, Joey, is now older than the oldest Golden Girl was when it debuted.
Thank you for being a friend.
We also asked if that's maybe the most underrated TV theme of all time when we did that last week, the Golden Girls, because everyone says MASH.
It's properly rated. It kind of sucks.
Wow.
It's kind of pretty weak. Yeah, it was Andrew Gold, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a real song too. Like the cheer scene was a real
yeah.
song.
So it was "Welcome Back." Anyway,
was that really?
Yeah,
it was a real.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea, Burt Young, who played Paulie, Burt Young was 35 when he made his Rocky debut. Sherman Hemsley, when the Jeffersons began, was 36 years old.
Wow.
And this one really got me. October 9th, 1969, the Cincinnati Reds hired George Lee Sparky Anderson as their general manager. Sparky was 36.
Wow.
And you go back and look, it's always fun with Tom Brady because you look at him now and there's no better proof of science than looking at Tom Brady and then looking at George Blanda. I always go back to Don Sutton when he was with the Angels.
Yeah.
Like Don Sutton's like 5 years younger than Tom Brady is. And Don Sutton looked like an old math teacher. And then you have Whitey, who
TB12 method works, I guess.
For reals. We always do National Days of the Week because they're so silly. Yesterday was terrible. It was National Butterscotch Pudding Day and National Talk Like a Pirate Day. Right? Yeah. Today is National Pepperoni Pizza Day. Whitey Gleason, favorite type of pizza? Go. I'll bet you it's not pepperoni.
It is, in fact.
Is it?
Pepperoni.
Yeah. Really? It's not like something.
No.
I kind of pegged you for like a artisan, like margarita with basil.
That's
maybe
fine.
a pesto guy.
I think
No?
I think it's hard, really hard, borderline impossible to make a bad pizza. I have a friend who used to live in Japan. He said they put squid and corn on their pizza. It's like, yeah. I could do that. Yeah, but there's just some, I think because as a kid, pepperoni pizza, here you go. The little ones that curl up on the edges. Yes.
You said Japan, which it is also National Fried Rice Day. It's what I get when I order Chinese. We always get a bowl of fried rice. Your go-to Chinese food dish?
That would be orange chicken.
Yeah. Simple, easy, fun.
Yeah.
National String.
I wasn't prepared for it to be grilled in this manner.
Tom, you know it's fried.
What's that?
Fried rice.
Fried rice, okay.
Grilled. National String Cheese Day. Last time you had a thing of string cheese? It's
been a while.
Have you?
It's a good 20 years.
Do you always peel, or do you sometimes bite?
Sometimes if you're really hungry.
That's-
and you know that you can just have another one and peel the next one.
That's a serial killer move.
Yeah.
It's proven. It's actually a fact. That's like pouring the milk in ahead of the cereal. You can't.
It's fine.
You're
I'm
gonna
not
wear that?
disputing it. I'm just answering your questions honestly.
And finally, before we get to celebrity birthdays here, it's National Punch Day. I read that only because I'm wondering, is that, okay, it's not, all right, National, like Mike Tyson Punch Day. It's National Punch Day. How to celebrate Punch Day, it says here. Well, take a picture of the punch that you make at home and hashtag National Punch Day.
What constitutes a punch?
Yeah,
Is it just any combination of juices and soda?
I think it's a big controversy, Whitey, because some people would say it has to have like lemon lime soda in it, and some people would say it's got to have fruit, but is that a sangria? I feel like punch is like a non-alcoholic sangria with like an orange or something in there. A wide assortment of drinks fall in the category of punch, a combination of fruit juice and a carbonated beverage.
It's a combo, though. That's what a punch is, right?
It's got to be a combo.
Yeah.
First made its appearance, Whitey, in the early 1600s. Sailors en route to England via India created the drink, and it's originally from the Hindi language. Punch, meaning five, as in the five ingredients originally of punch: alcohol, sugar, lemon, water, and either tea or spices.
That's interesting.
How about that?
Yes.
Now we try to get one interesting thing out. In the meantime, celebrity birthdays, which we originated this segment a couple years ago on this very program.
Sure
you should have done this on the Rice Guys.
Yeah.
Would have been amazing.
Thought we did, but whatever. Yeah.
By the way, were you what my father just texted in at the bottom there?
Ah, okay.
Whitey's good. Get him on permanently. Thanks, Dad. My dad's thanks. I'm sure Jason thanks you too. Celebrity birthdays.
All right. I got a pair for you.
Yeah.
The first one. This guy was born when we were in triple digits. Alexander the Great. He was born in 356 AC.
Yeah.
and he would be 1,666 years old today.
Gotcha.
The other one, when we were in break earlier, we were talking about Game of Thrones. It is George R.R. Martin's birthday.
Okay. Okay, let's see. George Martin.
By the way, did Alexander the Great give himself that name? Because you can't give yourself a nickname.
I 100% agree you can't give yourself a
So
nickname.
I'm wondering if that was his or were other people going, Alexander the Great?
Yeah, who gave you the Whitey nickname?
I think it was my brother, and my father when I was little, and I had really, really, really blonde hair.
Okay.
And, like Whitey Ford, why they used to call him, hey, Whitey, where's your hat? Anyway, that's where that came
from. They say like that too.
Yeah.
Why is David Stern asking?
No, that's from Caddyshack.
Oh, that's right. No,
hey, Whitey, where's your hat?
That was Rodney.
Yes,
I got
exactly.
you.
Not one of my better voices. That's
Jason,
where that came from.
Jason Ross and Steve Buzzer gave me Carmichael Day, but then we used to have an intern. He came in. His name was Mark. And he says, "You can call my name's Mark, but call me Top Ramen. That's my nickname." And that didn't. So we called him Noodles instead of Top Ramen because you can't give yourself your own nickname. It just it's stupid and it doesn't work. Just like Alexander the Great. By the way, he died. So there you go.
Yeah,
that's right.
He did not use the TB12 method.
He did not. Who are we talking?
George R.
71.
Why are you taking a guess?
I'm taking the over.
Taking the over.
Yeah.
74.
Is that your only celebrity birthdays that we have today?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty lackluster day.
Watching the saga of the Targaryens.
So here's my thing, and this is a great way to close. I watched every episode of Game of Thrones. I stopped watching Game of Thrones when they cut, spoiler alert, when they cut Sean Bean's head off because I don't like sad things. I was like, you're killing everyone I like. I don't want to watch this show.
Ned Stark, yes, Lord of Winterfell.
Who was amazing.
Right.
So I didn't watch it for like 3 years. And then I finally gave in. I tried it again. And oh my God, I was hooked and I binged the whole thing. Whitey, I no longer really am good at, and it's this balance everybody does. I don't like waiting a week to watch an episode. I like to watch the whole show, all 200 episodes in like a month. But I also don't like reading spoilers on social media.
Oh.
So I'm trying to balance it. I'm waiting for, I think 5 episodes, and then I'm going to just binge 5 at a time.
I gotcha. All right.
You have been watching it.
I watched the first one, and I've been meaning to watch the next. It was better than I thought it would be.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
You can't grade anything off of 5 episodes, much less 1, but it's still got that feel.
Yeah, it's 176 years in the past, but everything's exactly the same, which is kind of curious. But anyway, I'm nitpicking.
There's no nudity though, right?
Oh, there is.
Oh. So one thing I didn't like, there's no blood or violence, is there?
And the one thing about it is everyone wants to rule the world in the show.
It's that which is why we're playing the song. I know this is also morbid, but speaking of George R.R. Martin, I hate having this thought. I know I'm not the only one, but I'm saying it out loud, and I don't mean to be callous. But I'm really finish the books, dude.
Yes,
you're in your mid-70s, and you're not exactly Thor. Like, finish the books. We see what happens when it gets left to other people. You get the series finale like last year. Whitey, I had an absolute blast.
Me too. Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, it was strange for me at first because I love you so much and look up to you. But thanks for being a pro, and we miss you on the
anytime.
Okay. For Nate, for Whitey Gleason, I'm Carmichael Dave. Jim Rome is next. Bye now.
You want more Kings coverage? Sacktown Sports 1140's giving it to you.
You know, you'll be watching and thinking, man, like, I guess Keegan, he's maybe not as good today. And then you look up and he's got, 12 and 8, and it's, the second quarter, and he is just so calm, so efficient.
I think it's absolutely what Sacramento needs. I think there's this sense that something special is starting to fall into place.
Log on to sacktownsports.com for exclusive content. Sacktownsports.com.
This is Joe Cordell. In other ads, I've talked about the weighty matters that are on the table in divorce: assets, debts, spousal support, and of course, children. But here I want